Hello, one and all, and welcome to We Are Not Wizards. And tonight, magic is in the air, where goblins and ghouls reign. Welcome to our very special Halloween episode. My name is Chad Allen Arthur. Let's say hello to not all of ours, but two of our outrageous outlaws.
Hey, hello. What's up?
So let me lower the music a little bit, and you know what? Why don't you tell our audience real quick, how's your week been? They've not been able to see us. We've got some cool new stuff going on. We've got an awesome white hat being worn right now. Texas is alive. That's all I can say.
Now, yeah. I got this one last week fitted to my head, so I like wearing it now.
Oh, okay. See,
yeah.
I own like 3 hats. You know what? In the spirit of things, you're wearing a Texas hat. I'm wearing a West Virginia hat. Bridge Day.
By the way, the Whisper Hey last time, was that your Appalachian culture?
Oh, hey. Maybe a little bit there.
Hey. Yeah,
I
know about that.
Got my Appalachian Bridge Day going on. We went this week. It was fun. I had a panic attack from children, but other than that. Well, like I said, this is our Halloween special, so this is not going to be within the main canon of our story, but it'll be something fun for us to enjoy, and who knows, maybe we'll take some of it into our main story, maybe some new characters will pop up from here that'll go into there. We don't know, but we're going to play it by ear. But on that, I'm going to turn this music off a little bit. And if you guys are ready, I'm going to set a tone for you. All right. We are in a different time of your players' lives. In the main canon, we see a lot has happened with our outlaws, but we are not in that timeline. In fact, we are actually in a little bit in the past for our players. So, as you can see in the corner here, we have our map. This map shows off the Federation space, the Gray Coast, Candyland, the Martini Nebula, everything that we have. And on the way to Candyland, we see our players go and jump through hyperspace a bunch of times. But there is a point where they are in a little bit of a gray area, a place that's not owned by the Martini Nebula, Federation space, or Candyland. Jumping in between into the Gray Coast. This Gray Coast is something that we haven't talked about prior, so let me explain it a little bit. See, in this galaxy of the Star Sea, there is still our true rebels. The people who say, F the trinity of AI, who cares about that stuff? And because they are who they are, and because of how powerful they are, and the rest of the AIs kind of leave them be. And when I say powerful, I want to make a note of that because power is relative. Sometimes having so much power makes it where people have to react. Having a little bit of power lets you skirt under the radar. And that's how these kind of people are. The Gray Coast are full of rebels, but they're not really strong enough to really make a dent. As you guys are jumping from galaxy to galaxy, bang, 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 we see that the Camden is having a little bit of issues. We're seeing that the years of wear and tear from being sloshed around in the water for those 40 years as it was controlled by a very beautiful but very fiendish succubus that I think we all remember a little bit too well. This character, as the Camden was being sloshed in water, some wear and tears happened. But we see the dilithium crystal within the Camden's engine seems a little bit strange. The energy that's coming back and forth through it, which usually wouldn't be an issue, is jumping a little bit too hard, a little bit too far, and then we see a crack within the dilithium crystals. Igri, Emerald, and Cassie Brown, you are all fast asleep in your rooms. You know, ready for the day to begin, jumping, doing whatever it is that you want to do. Maybe you were heading straight to Candyland. Maybe you guys were thinking about hanging out on the ship, but we don't know that part. But what we do know is that you are on the way to Candyland. Maybe you head straight there. Not sure. A little bit of a rumble. Kind of like the beginnings of an earthquake. Stir you and wake you. We come upon Emerald. So we're gonna do a little bit of a close-up on our boy Emerald here for a second. You are woken up from a bit of a shake in your bed. What's the first thing that we do? Now, I will remind you, this is Emerald before meeting the clown, before doing everything with Brad Knightley. This is right as you're about to head towards Candyland.
Okay. So he was he awake already, I assume, since he doesn't sleep like a normal...
No, this is within sort of your shutdown area. So you're like on the full thing. So you can feel what's going on around you, but you can't move. So it gives you a little bit of an interesting kind of dynamic here. So what is it that Emerald's thinking as everything's shaking?
Yeah, I think he's kind of wondering, like, oh, this is a little abnormal here. Is it worth kind of getting out of rest mode? You know, not really sure where we are yet. Do we need the rest or not? I think he's gonna wake up and get the switch back on.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, so defenseless to being able to do anything, you kind of allow yourself to just take in the moment. Now, I'm going to go ahead and bring Igri to the front. Igri, you're asleep. You're a fast sleeper, as we well know. And you're someone that loves to take his Z's. As you kind of feel the ship shaking, what is going through Igri's mind as he is woken up?
And it's nothing we've ever felt like in the ship before.
No, not at this time.
All right. Because he doesn't have a whole lot of experience on ships, and it's something new, even through the canyon after they've been on for a while. He'd probably get up and kind of like look out his door and see if anybody else is walking around or worried or seems.
Give me a perception check.
It's like a 26.
26. On a 26, you see lights of red filling the halls, but no alarm is sounding. It seems that the Camden has had some sort of functional issues happened over time, so there's no official alarm. But it seems that the red lights are filling the halls, but no one is waking up. Not even your friend Eva, who seems to control the ship at most of the time.
I'm going to start making my way towards like the cockpit area, the front. Just trying to see if anybody's up there driving or paying attention, because I know, since we know she controls it and Delilah's around, and Cassie's the captain.
You head to the cockpit. Cassie Brown, as you pass the room, you see that her door is still closed and locked. The reason why I say locked before you go in there is because above each of your doors it kind of says do not disturb, blah blah blah. There are signs so that you guys can change it as you see fit. And hers says do not disturb. Cassie Brown's getting her Z's in. As you head to the cockpit, you see that there's red alerts going on everywhere, but Eva seems to be nowhere around.
Eva, are you awake? Because everybody else is...
The moment you say Eva, she wakes up and she's like, hello, what's going on, Igri? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And she goes off. Give me an insight check.
12.
On a 12, you think that she understands what's happening and has immediately gone off to see what the issue is. You sit there for a moment and she goes, I'm so sorry. The Camden's issues has given me a blind spot. I didn't see the red alert. The lights, oh gosh, oh no. And you see this is a Eva before everything. This is sort of Eva without her social skills. She is a little bit upset and freaking out from the fact that she has failed the ship. Please, there's nothing I could do. You have to head to the main board in front of you. And she points off, and you see little blue lights show you kind of the way to the main board that is right in front of the captain's chair.
All right, this seems dangerous, but all right.
You sit in the captain's chair, and a little reds up, and it's diagnostic reports for the entire ship. Right at the front, it says system error, dilithium crystal engine error. Give me. This is. I believe that this is before you've kind of taken an initiative to understanding technology, right?
It was on this trip when that happened.
So give me. Yeah. So, and I don't think that you've hit that point yet. Give me a straight intelligence roll. So what you're going to do is you're going to add whatever your modifier is to intelligence.
7.
On a 7, you understand that there's something bad going on just from what Eva said, and you see the red alerts, but you're not really understanding certain terminology that it's using, dilithium crystal, blah, blah, blah. These things have been mentioned to you prior, but when it comes to the more intricacies that are going on, you're kind of just, it's over your head. You start to see shocks coming through the board right in front of you, and on that, Emerald, you wake up.
Okay.
The energy, you are full of energy. You have a full rest right now. You were aware of everything going on. You were aware not necessarily of like the red alerts, but you were aware that there's been a shaking. What's the first thing that we see Emerald do?
He's gonna just get up and probably bolt straight for exactly what Igor did. Actually, is head to the cockpit.
You head towards the cockpit straight away as you go, and then everything shakes. You're unable to keep your balance as you almost fall to the ground. Igor, you are sitting in the captain's chair as you feel the shake, and the red alerts start to flash faster and faster and faster. The lights are almost a strobe. You see everything coming down. Your vision starts to go darker and darker and darker, and then boom, crash. There's no lights in the Camden. You are silent. Go ahead, everybody, and just roll me a flat d20.
11.
3.
3. Emerald. You hear a voice.
Okay.
The voice is nasally and cracking. You hear yes, that one whispers. You as the player are hearing this, but I don't think your character would be able to just get that one. That one. You come to a little bit, the strobes. As the light hits something, you see a tall figure with red eyes going into a room close to yours and coming out. Black again. Igri. You wake up to a different sight. A sight of a very interesting fellow. Well, hello there. What seems to be the problem? Your ship crashed right here on our humble abode.
Yeah. We had some...
This is all to Igri right now.
We had some, I'm guessing engine problems? I don't know.
Engine problems, you say? Well, everybody's got their issues here and there, and everybody's got their problems. So you know what? The name's Scotty. Put her there, little turtle man.
Alright.
He gives you a handshake, this kind of sultry with a pinstripe suit on and a little hat similar to similar to yours, kind of a fedora-looking hat. Comes in, he's like, "Come on, we'll see if we can get you all situated. Anything you need to do on the ship before we head out?"
I gotta go check and see if my friends are okay first.
Well, okay, tell you what. I'll come out the same way that I came in. You meet me, there's a little shop right on the edge. You'll know where to find me. Big neon signs, says open.
All right.
Alright, kid. Good meeting you, as he kind of goes away. He walks out. You see him kind of like go through the halls. He seems to have like kind of broken into your ship. From the information you hear, apparently you've crash landed right onto his home.
I'll get up and start walking to look and see if I can't find Emerald or Cassie or anybody else awake.
Where do you head in the ship? You know, we know kind of like the way the ship is built by the floor. Where floors are you going to find them?
The first floor I'd probably go to is back to the rooms because last I knew everybody was sleeping.
You go straight up to the rooms and you see Emerald laying flat onto the floor, right beside his room, in between yours and Cassie's.
I'll kind of like run up to him real quick. Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Luckily, I had a lot of cushion to support me here, though. I'll get back up.
There's a guy.
Cassie, all right? What happened?
I don't know. I haven't seen her yet.
You see Cassie Brown's door a little bit ajar. It seems that the doors, you know, because they open from the middle like you would see in, you know, there's no other doors that open like except like an elevator. That's the only way to describe it. But sort of open in the middle. Seems to be that there's some kind of mechanical error as they're kind of trying to close but can't.
We can go look in her room and see if she's there.
Yeah, I'll walk over to it. You said it's slightly ajar, you said?
Yeah, it's definitely enough, like you could put your hand straight through and there would be no issues.
I'll do like the thing where I like cover my eyes and kind of knock at it and be like, Cassie, you good in there?
There's no sound coming from within.
Well, we gotta open the door, make sure she didn't get hurt.
Yeah, I agree. We'll try to pry it open.
You're easily able to open this just due to the mechanical errors as well. No roll needed. As you look inside, a dark room only lit by some faint red coming in from the emergency lights. Cassie Brown is nowhere to be found. The only thing you see is a couple notebooks with some locks on it and a sign from the back that looks like a big sign for Brad Knightley, but Cassie Brown is nowhere to be found.
I'm going to take this thing that I see that says Cassie Brown Diary and put it in my bag for later.
Cassie Brown's diary. Go ahead and add that to your items list. Already, we're adding stuff from this thing into the main game. I can't stop it.
Yeah.
You have Cassie Brown's diary. Do you want to read Cassie Brown's diary?
No, I want Cassie Brown to be here when I read Cassie Brown's diary.
Hey, Emerald. Well, do I see him take this first off?
You see him. I mean, unless you're trying to hide it.
No, I'm gonna just pick it up, look at it, and just.
All right. Pocket it. Agree. You see this.
Are you taking that to her when we find her, just in case she needs it?
Well, there might be some like useful info where she went. So if we can't find her, we might want to look into it and see if she was riding, if she was going anywhere.
Well, that makes sense. There was a weird guy on the ship that I've never seen before. He said if we needed help, because we landed on his house, that he's got a big neon sign that says open.
A stranger on the ship?
Yeah, he was just. I was up in the front.
And he just sauntered right in?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was wearing a fancy suit and a
First
hat,
it's
kind
the
of like
goblin,
mine.
now it's this random guy.
Yeah,
He said he was helpful now. We could go ask him for assistance.
that's what he said, and he also. But he said we landed on his house. I haven't looked outside to see where we're at.
Okay. Well, maybe we ask Ava if she's seen Cassie, and if not, we go over to him and see.
The moment you say Eva, she goes, "Oh, Oh, I'm sorry. I seem to have been rebooted. I don't know what a headache is, but I think this is close. What happened?
To be honest, I don't know.
Well, before we crashed, I was talking to you, and it popped up and said engine failure.
That's right.
Oh.
I can't really see outside of the ship, so I'm not really sure. I can... Huh.
Is
Give me...
Cassie Brown?
I'll look through the ship. She comes right back up. There's no sign of Cassie Brown anywhere. Only in the hangar. She kind of brings up a little thing on her hand as a video thing's up, and she magnifies through the camera. Cassie Brown's pistol is right beside the hangar doors. The exit outside of your ship.
Is there anybody else in here? Like any of the goblins? Or?
Oh, of course. Give me 1 second. She comes back up. Yes. Everyone is accounted for. Would you like them to come and meet you?
Just try to get them all together in a safe place while there's no lights, especially Cliff, because I feel like he's just going to get hurt.
Yes, I'll definitely make sure. 1 moment. I'll try to get everything booted up.
Okay.
As you see, all the lights start to come off. The red alert is off. There's no shining light. She's like, I've got all systems seem to be working fine, but the boosters don't seem to be working. We can't fly out of here anytime soon. We're gonna definitely need some maintenance to that. And it seems our engine problems with the dilithium crystals can be resolved very easily. Seems there was something wrong with the crystal itself. But we have more, so a simple replacement will do.
Well, you said you were just rebooted, Ava. Maybe Cassie already had this conversation with her and was trying to get help.
Could be. When I'm rebooted, I forget the last few moments. And it seems this reboot, I've lost quite a bit of time.
You think it's worth going to that guy you're talking about? He said he's just outside or something?
I mean, yeah, he walked. Well, yeah, he said he's just down on the corner or something. I don't remember. That was like 10 minutes ago.
While you're gone, I will make sure that the crew is ready to fix things, and hopefully we will get out of here by the time you return.
And make sure nobody else gets on the ship, since there's just people breaking in.
Somebody broke in.
Oh, yeah, some random guy. I don't know.
That can't do. I will follow all the cameras and see if we can find out who this is. 1 moment. She comes up and she goes, it's true what you say. A man with a suit walked right in. Seems the hangar doors were ajar.
Yeah, that's what he said. But he said he could help. So we're going to go try to talk to him and see if we can help.
Well, I will be here for when you return.
Okay. All right, Admiral, let's go take a walk. Maybe he saw Cassie. I don't know.
Yeah, at very least. If her gun's over there, we should head that way.
All right. We'll head at least to the hangar first.
You head to the hangar. Give me a perception check, both of you.
Oh, that's a nat 1.
Nat 1.
Naturally.
Igri, 18. Igri, you look out and you see a veil of darkness in front of you. It seems the hangars are completely void of light and completely dark. Emerald, you see straight through, and you see the entire hangar, and right outside, you see it looks like an apartment building right outside the hangar door. Igri, give me a Constitution saving throw.
8.
The DC on this was an 18. You lose 1 health point where you realize that your eyes were closed, and that's why you couldn't see any forward. You've hit the hangar door. You're
Yeah.
Oh, I must have been like half asleep. I don't know.
What happened when you get woken up to sleep?
Yeah, you know, you didn't get all of your beauty sleep. Do you guys decide to, I assume, walk out the hangar? That was the plan originally, right?
Well, before we do that, I want to look to see if her gun is truly there, like Ava had mentioned.
Yeah,
Like,
the gun's right
does
there.
it look
Her
like it's
pistol.
placed, or does it look like it was dropped? Like, is it intentional where it's at?
Give me an investigation check.
12.
Well, on this investigation check, do you pick the pistol up or do you allow it to stay there? The revolver, actually, not a pistol.
I don't think I'd pick it up. I would just look to see kind of like if it's nicely placed, like on a table or something. I would kind of assume more intentional.
No. The as you look at it, you see that it is right on the floor, and the handle of the gun is pressed up against some, some boxes for cargo, for storage areas, and it seems to have slid slightly under it. But the rest of the gun is perfectly revealed.
But clearly not hidden either.
Not hidden, no. Clearly not hidden.
Eager, I can't think of a single reason she'd leave this behind.
No, she loves that. Well, she likes to have it for safety.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take it with her in case we can find her. Let's see what's going on here. Let's ask
You
her.
pocket her gun.
Yeah. I do a couple little rolling tricks with my fingers.
Give me an acrobatics check real quick.
Oh yeah. Not bad. 14.
14. You're able to spin it. You see on the last turn, you kind of like lose a little bit of grip. This is not something you're used to, but you're able to kind of like make it real quick. And Emerald, looking stylish while you do it.
Nice.
On that note, you guys walk outside of the hangar doors, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As you guys come out, you are within an apartment building that a large hole has cleaned through. As you go in, you see small robots about the size of a basketball hovering over, cleaning debris and sort of like fixing things as they go. There's about 10 to 15 of them here. The apartment building seems to be a very large loft apartment. There's like definitely like a liquor cabinet to the side, a record player on the other. This is a large open floor plan. There's a bed on a little bit of a raised wooden area, and then that wooden area seems to be held up with cinder blocks. It kind of looks like an old New York loft apartment, if you've ever seen those, but much larger than what you would usually see. Seems give me an insight check, both of you, as you see this. 6,
10.
10. I'm gonna say on both of those DCs, you don't really you're just kind of like gathering your thoughts and seeing kind of what this is. You only kind of understand what I told you on your perception, but no need to do a perception check. Everything's in clear view. But when you go out of this apartment, you don't see any neon lights in the apartment. Ikri, give me a perception check. DC 4, not bad.
7.
On a 7.
9.
On a 9, okay. On a 9, you're able to see in the distance. It looks like a diner with neon lights over the edges and an open sign right in the glass.
Hey, Emerald, that looks like what he said over there.
Oh, like he lives there, or he works there, or something, or he's just gonna be there?
He said to come there if we needed help.
Okay, well, that's when we need some help.
As you look out to the edge, the glass, your ship buffeted in, you see these large skyscrapers. Not in the sense of like, if you've ever been to New York, skyscrapers that clear the skyline. These seem to be in their more rudimentary stages. They're still building, they're putting stuff on. It's very similar to like a very young New York. But dark and raining as you look down. Not a lot of light coming into, even though in the distance you see the sun, but it doesn't seem to really be able to fill the entire city with light. As you look down and look up, you see you yourself have plummeted into one of these skyscrapers, into the apartment of the pinstripe suit man.
All right. We got to figure out how to get down without falling. You got any ideas?
Look around. I don't see any kind of like ladder or staircase or elevator. Or something.
No, but you do see this is a full apartment, so it goes to assume that this probably an exit door of some kind. You have an entrance into the apartment. You might be able to find maybe an elevator or some stairs out there.
Well, I agree. I can't imagine business is very good if there's no way to get there. So let's maybe just walk around until we find it.
All right, I'll follow you.
Okay. We'll just kind of head through the apartment, kind of the natural.
As you go through the apartment, you head through the kitchen. You see some old black cast iron pans, and it looks like there's a liquor set there. Not like your mom and pop's liquor set. Not something simple. It seems that there is a lot of like really like antique bottles of liquor and old cans of like really classic brewers, and you know, it's hard for me to describe because I myself is not much of a drinker, but I feel like you guys kind of get the aesthetic here. These this man seems to come. Go ahead. You know what? No insight check because we failed the insight check before. But in front of you is a door. It's a white door with red trimming.
Before we move on, though, I want to inspect how pristine the cast iron pots and pans are.
It seems that they are never used.
Oh. I have to come back for these, Igor. We'll see.
All right.
Maybe.
Go through the door.
You head through the door, and right in front of you, you see a hall to your left and a hall to your right. It seems to be maybe a couple doors here and there, but in front of you is a gated elevator door.
Mm-hmm.
It's free. Like the doors of the elevator are missing. There's just a gate, sort of like holding the at bay for people falling, protecting. But you see a small walkway that walks right over into the void, and two buttons on the side.
You got to press the buttons. What's it do?
Oh yeah, I forget this is a kind of a novel concept to you, huh, buddy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll press the lower of the buttons.
You press the lower of the buttons as you hear bing, and as an elevator stands in front of you. And this isn't a elevator that you and I know as players. This is an elevator that doesn't have doors or walls on the side. It's only protected by the gate. So as you open the gate, the only thing, so as it comes down, you can see the gears spinning above you as the wire descends. As you come down and see what looks to be sort of a garage door in front of you.
I go to try to lift it, see if it opens.
You lift the garage door, and it seems that this garage door was like the entrance to the area that you were at, while the rest of the building sort of looks like it's used for commercial use, and maybe some small businesses are there. The rest of the building seems to be apartments on the top layer. But right in front of you is a diner of sorts. It's pristine, but still has a bit of a edge to it. It's only lit by these neon lights around it and what seems to be candle flames on the inside, but a neon open sign.
Oh. He said an open sign. That says open.
Good
Do we need-
deduction there.
Look
You
around.
see the person you were talking about?
I'll look around to see if I can find that.
Give me a perception check.
Oh man, I'm rolling terrible today. 14.
On a 14, you see a man behind the counter of this diner, kind of cleaning a glass.
Okay.
And the man is in a pinstripe suit. Seems to be the one that you've seen before.
That looks like him over there.
That guy there?
Yeah, I could be wrong. Yeah.
He made his way all the way up to our ship to sneak in to tell us he would help us.
I mean, I assume that's all he was doing, but I can't say for sure.
That seems a little odd. Let's go talk to him.
All right, you lead the way.
I'll go walk up and sit down. I'm assuming it's kind of like a bar top.
Yeah, so there's a bar top right there. You see that there's like a small kitchen area in the back, and you see it through one of those peepholes that you see in old diners. And some liquor bottles pressed up against the wall, and some glasses right there in front of you. Look like old glasses that someone's already drank from. Behind you, there seems to be kind of booths, old leather, and really like chipped wood where people have maybe been playing drinking games or maybe carved their name into the wood. But you see the man there. He goes, "Hey, you, Turtle Man! I remember you quite clear," as he cleans a glass. "Go on, take a seat. Let me get you a drink."
You got water?
Water? Sure. You don't want something a little bit harder?
No.
To each their own. Let me get you a water. He comes up and pours, and then he puts an ice cube in it, but it is an orb as he sits in and give me a dexterity saving throw here. I agree. Actually, no, sorry. Just give me acrobatics. DC
Same thing.
15.
Oh, man. 11.
On 11, the glass slides to you. The condensation hitting the bar and sliding all the way to you. You look at the glass. Do you go to catch it?
Yeah, I would try to.
You go to catch it, and immediately as you try to grab it, you're not fast enough, and it slides, crashes on the ground. As the man goes, "Well, I guess that's out of my paycheck. Well, no worries." And he goes to get another one, same kind of like circular ice, and he goes, "I'll hand this one to you."
All right.
Puts it right in front of you. What about you, Mr. Cybernetic Man?
Yeah, I'll take something a little harder than my friend here. Whatever.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
Just whatever's on special here at the house.
No worries. I'll get you something fresh, something to cleanse your palate. As you see, he kind of... give me a perception check.
12.
As you look, his sleeve kind of comes up, and you see a POW right there on his wrist.
Okay.
Okay? He goes and he grabs a short glass off it, and he starts to grind up what looks to be some greenish leaf. You're not really sure what it is, but you know what? With advantage, give me a perception roll. I'm going to give you advantage because you have the... you know what? Actually, no. You have the chef feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with that, you kind of see it's some bay leaves and some mint pressed together. He's crushing, and he puts it around the rim and then drops it in the glass. He then takes an old whiskey bottle, pours that, and then he seems to be another blue one and puts that in. And then at the top, he grabs a greenish bottle. And you recognize the first one is a curacao, the blue, and then the second greenish bottle, it's dark, has absinthe. As he takes out a large spoon and stirs it around, and he takes a sniff. Perfect. Give me a acrobatics roll here. DC 8, a little bit easier.
Acrobatics, all right. Of course, nat 20 on this one.
On nat 20. The condensation from the glass doesn't seem to be an issue like it was with Igri. It slides through the liquor and ice that's melted onto the melted and spilled onto the bar, slides the glass perfectly without even having to reach out. Sits right there in front of you. Perfect toss. Maybe it's just Emerald's natural magnetic field bringing it in, his charismatic self. But you see what seems to be a strange looking old fashioned in front of you that he sort of put a little bit of a spin on. Because you'd see a drink similar to like an old fashioned, but there seems to be a blue at the bottom from Curacao with the greenish at the top, and in the middle straight whiskey.
Okay. Would out of curiosity, would having the chef feat, would my character know absinthe has wormwood in it and possibly causes hallucinogenic effects?
I don't. You know what? Yeah, I imagine so.
Okay. Seeing that he made it, I'll probably take a sip, but I'll probably just kind of nurse it a little more than I would have than just pound it down.
He grabs a little orange slice and he goes, 1 second, kid. Squeeze a little bit of orange right into it and slips it around to the side. And he goes, so, you sipping your drink there, you've got your second glass of water. What is it that I can do for you folks? Seeing as you crashed into my apartment, feel like you're a little bit of my responsibility.
Our engines won't work. Do you know somebody that can fix that?
Well, this town's got a few grease monkeys here and there. I'm sure that we can get you suited up. Welcome to Night. Oh, getting it out, that's going to be another issue. But you know what? This is Nighthawk City. We try to help out people here and there. So long as you're not a member of the AI Trinity, we're not a group of people that's puts too hard of a life on others. We try to keep things simple, laid back here.
Well, it's much obliged.
So I'll tell you what. How about I make a few calls in the back? I'll tell you about Night City when I'm back here, and maybe we can get some people to look at your ship for you. Sound good?
All right.
Yeah, that'd be great. Well,
Great.
In the meantime, I'll take another sip.
All right. If you need any, my assistant's over there. He'll help you out. I run the shop. So anything you guys want on the house, within reason. Because he kind of takes a little stroll to the back. You see, like, he opens up the bar and closes it back and goes around to the back. But you are alone in this bar. I will say it's not like you're at a bar, but it seems to be a combination of a diner / bar area. This guy, it's not like, a classic diner. They're serving pie and da-da-da. It seems to be he's put a little bit of a sinner's spin on it. But the only person, give me a perception check, actually.
Yeah. 11.
11, agree.
17.
17. Both of you guys notice this person. Seems to be someone in the booth smoking a pipe. Emerald, you kind of see him out of the corner of your eye. You notice someone's there, but you don't really take note. Igri, you notice this person with dark inlays into their skin and horns growing out the back, wearing a long black coat. Seems to be a dragonborn.
Would I know what a dragonborn is?
Yeah, give me a history. Nah, you know what? I don't think you would know what a dragonborn is. You live on a secluded planet. I don't think a dragonborn is something you've ever seen before to this point. If we were kind of doing main canon, I'd say that you may have seen one sort of maybe in a picture or a video as you've been on the way to Candyland, but at this point, no.
Hey, Emerald, there's some weird. I mean, there's something wrong with that guy over there. He looks like a big lizard.
You look back,
Yeah.
noting the irony that Igri said.
Yeah.
A big lizard plant creature.
Yeah, he's a little weird looking, isn't he?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you make of this? What do you say the guy's name was? That just made these drinks for us?
I didn't say his name. I don't know.
Oh, I thought you did. Okay. What's
Give me
your
a history check, Igri.
12.
I think, if I remember correctly, he noted his name is Skipper.
Stipper?
Skipper with a K. Skipper.
Okay.
What's your?
I may have said something different earlier, but his official name is Skipper now.
Yeah, I thought you said Scotty.
Scotty? Alright, his name's Scotty.
I just heard it wrong. I was like, I know. I heard the name, but the character didn't.
See, the name for this character, I'm going to go ahead and say, is not as important as sort of the shop itself.
Sure.
We'll go ahead and kind of break the veil of what it is, playing D&D as our characters and stuff like that. Sometimes certain characters are not as important as what they bring to the story. He's bringing a little bit of a good vibe to you guys. We'll call him Scotty for now. But note things about Scotty. He's a pinstripe suit, a pal on his wrist, and a general cool vibe.
Yeah. What do you think, Igor? He seems like pretty helpful, but kind of too helpful for someone we just met, I feel like.
Maybe that's just how it is here. From everybody.
I've been to a lot of places, and all places where they're that helpful when they just meet you.
Well, I mean, my home is similar. I mean, we didn't have fancy buildings, but if somebody was there and needed help, we tried to do our best.
Yeah. Well, there's something I can do. I haven't been doing so far because we've been kind of more in AI-controlled space, but I can look up someone and kind of get a tell of them. There's a chance of the AI kind of locating me if I do it. I feel like we might be safe out here, though. What do you think?
Yeah, it's probably not worth a shot. Just see what you can learn.
Okay. So I'm going to use this ability here, DM, that I haven't used yet. I want to try to
This is your
figure out.
network check.
Yeah, I want to kind of see what I can find on old Scotty or Skipper here.
I'm going to go ahead and read the network check for our audience. This is a racial skill that we've created for this character, and due to his AI lineage, once per long rest, he can connect to the dark web and gain information on any person, place, or thing. The spell can be used more than once per shutdown, however, due to the connection to the AI and dark web. You can run the risk of being located by the AI Trinity. So, what is it? Who is it that you're trying to look up, or what is it you're trying to look up?
I just want to try to look up if this guy is kind of on the up and up or a little shady.
Got it.
Coincidentally,
But-
it's in Cassie, and he seems to be super helpful, and now he just disappeared while we're drinking the drinks.
We see one of your eyes kind of start to glow a little bit redder than what it usually does. The eye starts to go into a full red as your pupil kind of goes away. And we see this sort of behind the goggles that you wear. As it glows, a flood of information starts coming about a man named Scotty who owns a mom and pop shop. This mom and pop shop, originally owned by a lovely couple, now taken over by Scotty after they unfortunately aged past usefulness of running the shop. Scotty, a very wealthy man who has left a life of running guns and helping the AI, decides that the issues that he has, he can no longer tolerate, and moves to a lovely city in the great, and that the city of Nighthawk, and opens up a shop where he uses the money that he's gained both from his reputable experiences running guns as well as drug dealing a little bit, less than reputable, I mean, as well as a bit of family muddling aside. You see that Scotty comes from a very wealthy family,
Yeah.
but it seems that this is a passion project of his, so to speak.
Well, he still seemed kind of on the up and up here. It sounds like he used to. I'm finding that he ran drugs and guns, but nothing too unsavory, and that's been a while since then.
Mhm.
He never tried to sell something.
No, I think we can trust him. Did he say that was his assistant over there, right? The weird looking one?
Yeah, no. It seems to be that there's a robotic person behind the bar. The scaly, dark one in the corner seems to be a customer.
The robotic look, is it kind of like how Tex is like Full Metal Robot, or is it like?
Yes, it is completely robotic, but it's not like how Tex is, where he's kind of got the broad shoulders, and this one is very skinny and a little bow tie fashioned to what would be his neck.
I'm gonna ask the robot for 2 more of the drinks that I was made.
Faster than what Scotty made. You see as hoses and the fingertips blow. Your drinks come to you, but with a little less love than what they did before.
Yeah, I have that human touch.
Have that human touch.
I'm gonna pick these both up and I'm gonna motion at Eager. Hey, let's go see if we can figure anything out here. I'm gonna go bring one of those drinks over to the scaly fellow in the corner there.
Hey Emerald, do you taste those, or do you just getting them just because?
I just think they look cool.
So you're bringing a drink over to the individual with scaly skin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The individual sitting there smoking a pipe and seems to be nursing a water. Doesn't seem to be drinking it a little bit. It just seems to be more of something to wet his palate as he's smoking what seems to be something a little bit more than tobacco. As you look on and you see it sparkles a little bit of red and green.
I walk over, and as I get closer and notice the water, I pound one down real fast and put the cup down.
You pound your glass or you pound the water?
I have 2 drinks. I don't have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I pound
So
one
you
of my
pound-
drinks down, and then I still have another drink in my hand. So that way, I'm not walking over with 2 drinks now.
Fair enough. And I assume, are you trying to get rid of the glass that you had prior, or are you holding that all the way to the...
I'll set it down on a table as we're walking over.
Alright. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh, okay. Um, 8.
8. Let me do a perception check real quick. On a 19, you seem that you look and see that a quarter of his back of his eye, he seems to notice that you dropped the glass right on another booth. But while you were trying to hide it, he seems to notice that you were trying to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
You sit down at the booth, I imagine?
I think we'll I'll come up and talk to him before we sit down next to him.
Okay. He breathes in his pipe. He goes, "Something I can do for you?"
Yeah, as a matter of fact, there is. We're a little lost here, actually. We're looking for a friend of ours.
Breathes in a little bit. Well, why don't you tell me what this friend looks like? Maybe I can help you find it. Maybe I saw him around.
Yeah, I'll describe Cassie. So, short little, kind of go into like the outfit and her look and all that.
Please take a seat.
Just, I
I didn't get. And Igri, are you with Emerald at this point?
Yeah, I would have followed him in that direction.
I assume Emerald sit. Did you sit or do you want to stay there?
I'll just if there's room, if he scoots in, I'll sit in it. Is it like a booth? You said
It's a booth. He's sitting on one side of the booth.
If Emerald sat down like in the booth and scooted over, I'd probably sit. But if he sat at the edge, I'd just kind of stand there.
Okay.
That's good. That's good.
Emerald, thank God, not being very rude.
Yeah, power
But
move. My booth.
the scaly man turns his pipe over. You see kind of the cinders of green and red as he puts his hand over it,
What's it smell like?
and it disappears. Give me smell.
That's perception.
Yes, is that perception? Yeah, let's just do perception real quick. This is gonna be 14 is the DC.
20.
20.
Nice.
On a 20, you seem to note a bit of a chemical smell, but it also seems to be a little bit more than tobacco or even something a little bit more sinister in his pipe. It seems to be that this is something that has been enchanted by some kind of magic to burn until he says not to. So you're smelling regular tobacco, but you also get a hint of kind of like magic on the air. And then as he puts his hand over, the cinders disappear. And he goes, I did not quite get your names. What was it that I call you to?
Yeah, I'm Emerald, and my friend here is Avery.
Nice to meet you. Your name is Elias Emberfang. You see this dark, scaly man with a white button-up shirt and black leather jacket. He goes, I can't say that I've seen your friend, but how long have you been here in Nighthawk City?
Avery, to be honest, I'm not quite sure. I think we just got here, right? We've been
Yeah,
here for a while?
Yeah, no, we basically just landed.
So
Okay.
you haven't heard tale of sinisters going on around the cities recently.
We haven't heard anything. We just got here.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but it seems we've got a little bit of a magical witch thing going on, if you know what I'm saying. Seems somebody has taken residence around here and has been snatching up little girls.
What's a witch?
Seems you are a little bit outside of your element, Turtle Boy. I will say this.
I just
Give
never-
me a insight check.
17.
17. On a 17, you kind of note a bit of a note of not anger, but a little bit of a judgment on his voice as he said Turtle Boy. It doesn't seem to be a term of endearment, but he seems to be insulting you a little bit, you know, from your lack of knowledge. And he goes, well, a witch is somebody who holds a magical element into their life, who spins the ways of fate, not unlike myself. However, I'd call a witch somebody who uses it a bit fiendishly, unlike myself.
We had these things on my planet. They were called hags. It sounds similar to that.
A hag? Huh.
Yeah, they were
would
pretty,
make
pretty
sense.
nasty.
Give me a history check, Emerald.
History, so. -1, 7.
7. On a 7, you note that you've heard hag before. You noted it sort of being a magical-like creature, but you don't really know what it is. You as the player might know, but your character doesn't seem to know. That Igri, being on a planet full of life and seems to know what a hag is. Igri, why don't you tell us what you know of hags so far? Now this is sort of out of character, so we'll say Eddie, tell us what Igri knows of hags.
Well, because of his world is so close to nature, it almost has like a small connection to like a fey element. So they come in and just like what you hear, they try to trick other races or people into coming in so they can eat them or convert them into hags themselves. So he kind of knows them almost like as, I don't know a better way to put it, but the boogeyman. Like
Bit of a boogeyman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it. Elias looks and he goes, "No. I am a detective by trade, and it didn't occur to me that this witch might have had some haggish intent. Now that you say that, it makes a little bit of sense, but correct me if I'm wrong, but most hags have a look to them, correct? Their nature kind of shows on their face.
They can look very scary, but they also can disguise to look like a beautiful, or even like me. They have the ability to kind of just change how they look. At least the ones in my home.
I've met this woman myself. She's only come in and out a few times, but once she disappeared, that seems to be when he showed up. So I believe that she has some kind of connection with him. But
Who do you mean?
I forgot. You knew here. It seems to be that the only people that have seen what's being nabbed, these little girls, 10 girls have been taken so far. It seems that these little girls all have a similar story, because the people that do see them nabbed up all see the same creature. A man with red eyes and a large stature, bringing them God knows where. Give me... No, you know what? No roll. I rolled a 17 on that, but I'm going to go ahead and say no roll needed. Red eyes makes you think of a synthetic emerald, like yourself. But it doesn't seem that Ember Fang is noting this. He goes, you know, if your friend is captured by this man of large stature, I'm sorry to say, unless we find them, I don't think there's any chance of us ever seeing her again. Who is this little girl to both of you?
She's our leader. She's our captain.
Captain of your ship.
Yes.
So, you said she was young. Captain of your ship.
She's very smart for her age.
How old are we saying?
Emerald, do you remember how old she is? Did she ever say? I don't remember.
Yeah,
I just
13.
13. 13. Curious indeed. Well,
I mean, in my culture, that's about old enough to be an adult. So
13 is a very powerful age. It's usually an age of new beginnings, of rebirth, a sign from a child to start their transformation into an adult.
yeah, she's got a strong personality.
Tell you what,
Transformation's already happened.
if I've been trying myself to figure out some things about this witch lady. I heard pray tell that apparently she's just across the street over a few blocks. If we go there, we might be able to catch a glimpse. Maybe you'll see something that I have not quite yet.
I think it's always wise to have fresh eyes on it. We should go take a look.
As you guys kind of get up, and he goes, I guess we are partied up. Never actually been a part of an outlaw crew. As he sort of like walks away, give me an insight check, either of you.
Oh, 9.
16.
16. How does he know that you're outlaws?
That's what I was wondering. We didn't say we were outlaws.
Exactly. He walks away and he goes, come along. As he takes his pipe and he sort of puts it into his jacket. Seems that you have a new member of your party, Elias Emberfang.
Super cool member too.
And I'm gonna stop Emerald and like bring him real close to me, like, hey, Emerald, did you say something about being outlaws to him? I don't.
Yeah, I think I probably did. I must have.
All right. I didn't. Okay. Let's go.
A little confused.
As you guys kind of like follow, you hear Scotty in the back go, "Oh, well, I'll see you later. I'll try to. I had some people call it." As you kind of like are going outside of the door, he seems to be screaming information for you, but you can't quite hear it.
Thank you.
Elias is walking in front of you, his hands in his pocket. I'd like to sort of describe the city a little bit more. As you look onto the city, you see some pumpkins on the street and some ghouls and goblins hanging around. And it seems that most people here are wearing masks. And Elias puts a hand over his face as his blackish dragonborn features go away. You see a faceless mask on him as he looks human. He turns back and he goes, "You know, we have a bit of a tradition here around this time. It's an old holiday, but something we like to do here. If I were you, I'd wear a mask around here. I could make one for you both if you'd like."
Yeah, I can't say I have one on me.
Yeah,
Great.
maybe. Yeah.
As he goes, "Give me some specifics. What kind of mask would you like to be wearing?" His eyes seem to be on Emerald first for this question.
You know, anything that kind of covers up the color of my eyes, I think.
Okay. He goes, I'll add a little bit of flair in it too. As we see Emerald's kind of face, from the neck down, completely the same. No difference whatsoever. But the mask on your face seems to have this bandana around it, but you're still able to see through it. It's like translucent. And there seems to be a mask, kind of like his, a pale mask, but with a cigar picture hanging out of it. So it's a mask with a little bit of that and a cigar. Igri. He looks at you, he's like, "What would you like, little turtle man?"
I don't. Can you just make me look like a human too?
Human. I can do that, but we're gonna need a little bit of a mask so you don't. As he kind of looks over and gestures to the side, as you see everyone's kind of wearing a mask. Everyone seems to be wearing regular clothes, but everybody seems to be wearing a mask.
Can I not just say my face is a mask? I mean, people won't know, right?
If that's what you'd like to do, feel free. But I think as of late, people know what a turtle is, little turtle man.
That's all. There's turtles here?
No. See, we're not far from the Martini Nebula, and I know what's happened to your planet as of late. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna. Okay. Anyways, that's fine. You can just how about a mask of just like a blue around my eyes?
Okay. You see a regular mask kind of go on similar to his without features except blue around your eyes. Seems to be kind of like painted on. And then right at the top of it seems to be little horns that grow out. So it's a plain kind of face mask with horns at the top and blue on the eyes. As he kind of walks over and you see that the mask starts to change you a little bit. You seem to like not grow in height. This seems to be that your back straightens a little bit and you kind of look down and you see translucent. You appear to be human. Like everyone around you. As you guys walk, you come upon a door. It is a completely black door that seems to like fall into the city. It's pressed up against some dark red bricks that's pressed into the wall. And you would not notice this door unless somebody had walked you to it. He opens it up and he goes, "Don't mind the security. They know I'm coming. Just feel free to go in."
I'll continue holding the door and I'll say, "After you."
Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Wow, good. 19.
19. He looks at you and seems to be like, "Wow, seems Manners isn't dead for synthetics. Interesting." He walks right in. He goes, "Please, follow behind."
I'll hold it for Igri and then I'll follow behind.
Oh, all right, thank you.
Igri walks in. You guys walk down a stairwell. You see kind of this red, what are they called? Like a red border that you would see at like old theaters and stuff like that.
Oh, kind of like the light, the guiding lights that go.
No, more of like a metal piece of metal attached two sides as a red rope is held right there with a security guard behind it with a little bit of with a little deck of cards.
So
And he,
does Elias interact with this bouncer or no?
Elias kind of looks behind you and he goes, "Follow me, kids." He looks over. The guy pulls out a card and it faces him. The back of the card faces him. He goes, "Frog on a lily pad." The security opens him up. Elias walks in. He closes it. Who's first, Igri or Emerald?
Oh, me. It'd be Igri.
Yeah, I think it'd be since I held the door for you.
Right.
Give me a straight luck roll.
What kind of roll?
It's a luck roll, so it would just be a 20.
10.
10. On a 10, he goes, "What card am I holding?"
I'll just say the same thing that Elias said. Frog on a lily pad.
A frog on a lily pad. He looks up and he turns. He goes, "It's a frog on a lily pad." And he goes, "Haven't seen you around. Seems you know this deck pretty well. Feel free to go in."
Oh, thank you.
He opens the border and you walk through. Elias goes, "Not bad, kid." The border's closed again. He looks over to Emerald and says, "Card. It's going to be another luck roll."
Alright. 15.
I am rolling like shit. He goes, "What's the card?"
Mermaid receiving fellatio.
He looks at the card, looks to you, turns it, and he goes, "Man, never seen two people get the card right at the same time." Flicks it at you, and it burns away before it touches you, and he goes, "You seem to know the deck pretty well." As he opens it up, goes, "Go ahead in."
I'll walk in. I have the
You
same
go
question
in.
delivery.
You see Elias goes, "Seems to be you two are more interesting than I thought you would be. Not a lot of people see through that magic deck. Seemed you guys were able to. Pray tell, how was it that you guys were able to do that?"
We can read minds.
Interesting. That's how I did it myself.
Oh.
As he walks away, you see a bit of his coat flourish. As you walk in, you see a burlesque club. People sitting in these old red leather chairs. and round tables with flames, with candles lit right on the top, and a large bar, larger than the one that you saw before, with incredibly an assortment of bottles, and a stage at the top with a woman clad in a metal bikini dancing with a boa. And he goes, "I'm gonna go have a seat."
When you say
I'll
boa,
show-
do you mean like just like the neck decoration, or like a boa?
Like a feather
Okay.
boa,
Okay.
feather boa.
What happens on the boys' night? I go to the strip club.
This is what happens, when the girls are away. We see the dancer on stage kind of going. He goes, "I heard she's here for a guest night." And he goes to sit at a table.
Elias does.
Yeah.
I think we'll follow him, but DM, I was curious, how does he walk since he was in front of us? Does he keep his hands in his kind of like jacket? Are they free flowing? I'm more so curious what he's doing with his hands.
His hands are in his jacket the entire time. He doesn't seem to be doing... I see what you're getting at here.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to be necessarily using any magic that you see so far.
Okay.
But it seems like you've seen him do some magical things. It seems to be there's some kind of magical component to what he's doing, but he's not moving his hands at all.
Okay.
They're staying in his pocket.
Yeah, I'll probably just go sit down in the area that he's at too.
As he flourishes his jacket, you see that he pulls out his pipe again and packs it with tobacco. He puts it up to his mouth, holds it there, as he brings out what looks to be some kind of dust that sparkles green and red, as he puts it at the top, presses it down on the tobacco, pulls it out of his mouth. As he strikes a match in between his teeth.
I'm gonna take one of our cigars that we took from the sheriff that I think we would have at this point, right?
Yeah, you had it at this point.
Okay. I'm gonna grab it and kind of motion for him to light it too with his match.
He extends the match almost to the tip of his fingers as his dragonborn nails stretch over it a little bit. It's almost completely down to the stub at the end. Lights your cigar, kind of waves his hand over it a little bit so that the flame completely lights it. And he shakes it out real quick and he goes, as he breathes in, he's like, "Sometimes I wish I was born a red dragon. Therefore, I could light these flames without having to light a match."
It would be convenient. And I'll take a puff out of my cigar that I just realized looks like I'm smoking 2 cigars now from the mask.
Ingrid, do you sit at the same table as them?
Yes.
Okay, you all are at this table as a waitress comes up and he goes, "Hello, darlings. What is it that I could get you today?"
Do you have water?
Water it is. Someone likes to stay sober, and you, Mr. Elias. He leans forward and he goes, "Hello, darling. Long time no see. Today I think I'll stick with a simple gin and coke. That's something you could do." She goes, "Of course." You see a little bit of fairy wings pop up as something in her hand appears with dust around, and a large glass goes right to him, and he takes his pipe out of his mouth, he takes a sip, and he places it, and he goes, "Anything for you?" And he points over at Emerald.
Yeah, just something brown, 3 fingers.
So she looks at you and she goes, "Makes sense." She takes takes a glass and brings it right over to you, and here you go. And it comes in like this old kind of indented glass, and it seems that the glass has been melted by a flame, so there's a little bit of a dent in the side. Hands it right to you.
Pour myself a drink while we're doing this.
I knew at some point Greg would pour us a drink. Oh, 3 fingers were going immediately right there.
Yep.
She looks at you all and she goes, Elias, you here to see the show? You know, she's dancing again here. And he goes, yeah. Here to see her, I guess. Maybe some inspiration will hit me. She looks and she goes, you know, she doesn't come here often, but I think that your instinct about her being the one part of these nappings, I think you're off. No one's seen her around these kids as they go. And he goes, maybe it's an instinct, but I feel something. She goes, she'll be on in just a second. As he sips his drink, and Emerald drinks his, and Igri's sipping on a little bit of water, we see somebody kind of come on stage. A beautiful woman with mechanics on her face and kind of a dead stare. She's very, very skinny, but there is an intensity, a beauty in her stare. And we hear a thing that says, coming to the stage, Lady Palmer. Lady Palmer kind of starts to come on stage, clad in a fur collar to the top and a dark brown jacket. The music plays, a smooth jazz coming over as she takes down the look. And then you see the woman in front of you. She slowly walks to the head of the stage. You see the Dragonborn look over to you, Igri, and says, anything you can tell about her? Think she might be a hag? Guised in magic?
Just from looking, I can't tell. No.
He goes, let me show you something. He takes a puff as he blows out the smoke. You see sparkles inside of it. He seems to be casting a spell. As he looks over, you see the smoke kind of fill the room. And as it kind of dissipates, you only sort of see the faint glitter around. And he goes, and as you see kind of the glitter fall away from her, and he goes, See, that's my little form of detect magic, and can't quite see any on her. Or at least my magic doesn't seem to be saying anything quite yet. As he notes that he casted detect magic on her.
Well, I think what I would be paying more attention to is not his blowing the smoke out and what's happening, but more her reaction to it if it took up that much space in the room.
As you walk,
she understood that something magical was happening.
Give me a perception check.
I'll just do it here. 15.
On a 15, you notice that as the smoke kind of fills the room and dissipates, and all you see is that kind of sparkle. Nobody in the crowd seems to really notice that. And she doesn't even seem to notice it at all. But you said you rolled a 15, right?
15.
On a 15, your gaze starts to widen a little bit, and you notice that the goers of this establishment seem to be entranced by this woman. And I'll make a note, this woman's not dancing. She's only walking from the back to the front of the stage. She's still in the middle as she hits the top and stands there. The robe that she
wore. A
wore.
little lazy, Avery.
Give me a wisdom saving throw, both Igri and Emerald.
Oof.
The DC, before you say it, the DC on this is kind of low. It's only a 4.
Oh, 5.
5, agree.
18.
18. On 4 and 18, or sorry, on that, both of your rolls, you don't seem to be entranced at all, but it seems Elias, his intensity is straight on her. It doesn't seem to be the same as the other goers. All the goers seem to just be like heavy breathing, taking in what looks to be like, on looking at them, it's sort of like the look that you would see from a piece of art. You know, it's not like these people seem to be entranced is not the right word. It's an intense fascination with this lady. Now, as I said, she was wearing this dark brown coat as she kind of takes it off and reveals herself, cybernetic sort of on her skin and around her. As she's exposing herself, she's wearing a dark kind of bathing suit, you know, a one piece. But it seems to be that there's...
This might be Laurel's type here. Since Cassie's not here, someone has to do the fanning.
There's ripping within this kind of one-piece suit as she sort of walks down with no shoes on. She walks off of these 3 stairs into the audience, holding her jacket behind her as it kind of drags on the floor. She walks all the way back. You guys are in a booth in the back of this establishment. She keeps walking. All the eyes are on there. His heads are turning as she walks, and she looks over to Elias. She gives him a bit of a wink. She takes her jacket and she puts it back on. She looks back at the stage, looks at the entrance of this, and you see her walking up the stairs as a security guard takes over his velvet rope. And she walks up the stairs and goes away. Now, I'm going to show you this person. And I'm going to say, because I'm going to show, oh, my buddy's here. I'm going to show you this person because you guys did such a great job with that little guess at the top of the, so we can get a good look at her. Lady Palmer.
Oh, you
Cybernetics.
might have given some stuff away there.
Yeah, well, you might have been able to figure some stuff out on your own, and that's why I decided to give it. Because I felt like, you know, we should reward Igri's ingenuity there.
Like it.
Yeah. So right there, young and beautiful and a hag. Give me Igri.
Mm-hmm.
Before we noted that most hags are disgusting in their features, but are able to hide what they truly look like. There was no magic on her. Give me a history check. Kind of the notion thinking that she's a hag.
8.
On an 8, you note the age of Cassie Brown being 13. And remember faintly something about hags in the age 13. I'm going to go ahead and take her off there real quick. Reveal us again.
So Emerald, if I remember correctly, I can't say for sure if this one is what she says or if she's or what I believe she could be. But if she's anything like the ones from my world, 13 is the age they looked to take them to turn them into hags, little girls.
Like she took Cassie to this?
I have no idea. I can't say for sure, but the fact that she just went missing randomly, it doesn't mean, and that the ship was open and some random person was on our ship doesn't mean anybody else couldn't have got on there.
You see Elias notes and he goes, I think you might be a little bit off there, little turtle man. 13 is definitely important, but if I remember correctly myself, it's not the age that children are nabbed, but the time that a hag comes into her full ability after, another hag has her child. He starts to give you a little bit of an explanation, but basically what he's saying is that when a hag is born, she appears human to everyone around her. She's completely normal until her 13th year, where she comes into her power and her face is revealed to what she truly is. So, that magic doesn't seem to have anything to do with what's going on here. But it seems to be that maybe 13 might be some kind of inclination to a different kind of spell. But still, 13 is still important here.
Well, if you think if that's who we think took Cassie, we should go over there. I mean,
Well, she left.
yeah, but within we can get there.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to follow her now, feel free.
Should we be stealthy about following her? Just kind of see where she goes.
I mean, I'll turn to our scaly friend here. You know the area better, it seems like. I mean, I have the impression that you know everyone in here. You know what leads over the door that she went through?
Yeah, that's the entrance we just came out of. She seems to be headed towards the street. If we go now, we might be able to catch her up. Maybe ask her a few questions.
Did we notice that he gave like a wink to her?
You notice that she gave a wink to him. He seems to just been looking intensely at her. But yeah, you know that she gave a wink to him.
Have you seen her dance before?
I've come a few times, asked a few questions, but to be honest, she doesn't talk much. She gives a faint smile, a touch of the cheek, but
I'm just saying, you're the detective here. My buddy and I, one night, we figured out what's going on.
give me a perception check.
Ooh, 14.
He seems to be holding something back a little bit. And he kind of like takes a little bit of a swallow and he's like, maybe I'm a little bit too close to this case.
You care to
Trying to-
elaborate on that?
I had a girl I was fond of. And her and I, we'd been going steady for quite some time. And her daughter was nabbed. She had had her in a marriage and a relationship long before coming to Nighthawk City. Saw the kid as maybe being my chance at having kind of that fresh family. And she was nabbed, one of the first girls taken. My girl left, and her daughter's gone. Maybe I'm a bit too close to the case. So, hopefully you all can shed some light where I'm unable.
Can I insight check him? I'm trying to figure out if I feel like he's making excuses, like if he's in cahoots with her or not.
Oh, okay. Give me an insight check.
He seems pretty neglectful here. To me. 7.
On a 7, you note that there seems to be glaze in his eyes as he notes this. You there seems to be a sadness behind his eyes, but it's different from that. It seems to be almost like a confusion as he speaks.
Okay.
Do you guys head out to capture the woman or to even talk to her?
They will try to. Well, Igri will get up and start to walk that way.
Yeah, I think if we're too cautious, Igor, we don't know the city that well. I think we could lose her. I think we need to go now.
He goes, let's get out of here. He gets up and he starts to walk a a little bit faster pace as he sees her. She's getting in a car, and you see a large man in front of you. The large man has kind of these torn rags on him. Not rags, but like a large kind of jacket, big boots, and there seems to be some tearing inside of it. Might be a little bit too small for him, or just from moving, some of the stitches have come undone. And you see that he's wearing a large metal mask with red eyes at the top. He opens the door for her. She gets in. He closes it as he starts to get into the car himself. As he opens the door, doesn't seem to be he's driving at all. It seems to be a car with automatic driving, and it just goes forward. As you see, it goes to the rest of the city. Through the city.
We were a little bit too slow, it looks like. You got a car, Elias? Or do we got to chase around for it?
No, I could get something here. Hold on. As he whistles, you see a large vehicle come in with 4 wheels at the front and 2 wheels at the back. And he goes, "Get in." The front of the car looks like it has the hood completely ripped off, but the mechanics and the engine exposed. The front has 2 doors as you go in. He sits in the driver's side, and as you open the passenger side, the passenger seat kind of folds in, it's on itself, and you see the back seat ready and very comfortably being able to sit right in.
All right, I'll get in the back seat.
They'll jump in the back.
Both of you jump in the back. You guys both jump in the back as the seat kind of unfolds, and he goes, "Oh." You see kind of exhaustion go over him. He's like, "What was it we were doing again?"
We're following that car.
That's right. Hold on. As he goes, and you see the smoke trail as the wet ground starts to sputter, and you see steam come up off of the back of the engine as he rockets forward. He goes forward, and you see the car start to make left turn after right turn, and then always seeming to come right back to the same street that you originally started off. The street trails off. And you see, as you kind of go away from the large city buildings and dark, you see... Before we say what you see, I'm going to say kind of describe the city again as you kind of go through. As you kind of go through, you notice that everybody seems to be wearing masks here. Like we said before, different shapes. You know, some tieflings are wearing masks to hide their appearance, and they're wearing human masks kind of like you guys. Some people need to be wearing masks Fey-like, everything. As you kind of go through the city, some areas seem to have more decorations up. Hanging bats up, a pumpkin here, and some even more futuristic is like digital devils kind of back forth in neon.
Once this hag is gone, this sounds like a great place to live. You know, strong community values. Fun atmosphere.
Yeah. Maybe a place to retire one day for both of y'all. As the decorations start to fill the streets, you start to see that trails off, right? The decorations seem to be going off in consistency, like one house has like 4 or 5 decorations, the next building has 2 or 3, and it's trailing off, and then you start to see kind of, seems to be at the edge of the city. This is where the dump's at. The workers kind of have their buildings. This is the district where the workers are. You know, their businesses, where the main city has where people live, and restaurants, the good stuff. These are the hard workers, the backbone of the city. As you kind of go through, the skyscrapers kind of go away. You start to see off in the distance large pine trees. It seems that Nighthawk City seems to be a very small part of this planet. Because it seems the rest of the planet is wooded and uncivilized. The road kind of goes, and you see a road going off into the pine trees. Maybe there's going to be new installations as Nighthawk City gets larger. Pine trees, the car goes off and you see a road, and the pine trees trail off. As you're going down this, you make note that the trees are higher than any tree you've ever seen before, other than Igri. You start to feel a bit of feeling of home, of nature, feeling oneness with the area. These trees aren't like what most of the trees are kind of an oak, similar to like an oak tree like that you have, but these are definitely like a giant pine trees that are taller than the buildings that you've seen prior. As you go forward, give me a wisdom saving throw, both of you.
Oof. 4.
4.
22.
22. Emerald, you have this wash of emotion come over you where you start to think of things in your past, things that would bring a tear to your eye, whether you do cry or not. That's up to you as a character. But you start to think back to the things that have hurt you at some point, or memories.
Okay.
And you start to lose focus on your goal. Igri, you have a moment where you start to think of your family and your friends and the people that were on the planet that you left, and then that kind of goes away. The age that you've had, you start to have a bit of clearer vision than you've ever had before, and you see the car still going forward, and then as the road seems to be trailing off and you see dirt, you see that the car goes straight through pine trees that were at the end of the road, as kind of like a watery surface travels straight through and disappears. And then all of a sudden the brakes are hit. And we see Elias kind of stunned for a second, goes, not moving forward, but at a complete still. He takes the wheel and he starts to turn the car around.
What are you doing? They look that way?
Huh? I'm sorry, where am I?
We're in the woods.
Huh? Interesting. I haven't been here. I'm sorry, what were we doing?
We're trying to get to Lady Palmer.
Palmer.
Yeah, she drove through them trees.
Huh.
It looks like trees, but they're not. I guess they're not real trees.
He takes a step out of the car and he goes, she was here all along, and why couldn't I drive farther into this stupid wood? He walks right to where you see trees and he puts his hand out and you see the kind of surface of water go through this image of trees. He looks back and he goes, you guys coming?
All right, Emerald. I guess we're going on foot.
You still see just Emerald glazed over, just talking about AI and them sending him on a mission repeatedly. He's just kind of like murmuring to himself.
I'll grab a hold of Emerald and I'll just go.
You smack Emerald, and Emerald, you come too.
Okay.
Hey, we gotta go.
Oh, we're here already.
Yeah, we gotta walk through them trees.
Walk through the trees?
Yeah.
All right, lead the way.
All right. I'll go that way and go through the trees.
As you kind of go through the trees, you see a bit of a dirt walkway now. Instead of the road, it seems to be that there's more walkways. And he goes, huh. Well, come on, buddy. As he goes, huh. Maybe we should go back and get the car. Seems like we got still a trek here. As he goes to go, the trees seem to be solid now. He seems to put his hand forward and he goes, huh. Guess we're hoofing it, folks. As he puts his pipe that he's had in his mouth this entire time. He dumps the ashes. You see kind of the red and green as he steps on it. Puts his pipe in his jacket, both hands in the jacket as well, and he goes, let's walk. As he starts to walk, he starts to tell you a little bit more information about the case that he's been working. He goes, I didn't start working this case. Moved here to Nighthawk City to get a different life, lose this kind of PI sort of lifestyle I was living. Before here, I actually lived in the Martini Nebula, tracking down different types of fools and ne'er-do-wells, staying away from the AI Trinity, trying to help out some people here and there. That place isn't the best.
No,
It's really only gotten worse.
I agree. Take note, this is the first time he said your name. He goes, can I ask a question of you?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Have you, when was it that you left your home planet? From what I understand, not a lot of spaceships around there for you to leave.
No,
Other than as of late.
I'm guessing it's around when they first showed up. They started burning and just destroying my world. So I was able to sneak away before they were able to get me, and I found my way onto one of their ships and was able to get off the planet.
And do you know what's going on there now?
I have no idea. I haven't been back or to see exactly what's going on.
Well, I won't ruin the surprise for you. But just let you know that surprise isn't the right words, but it's the words that I'll use for right now. As he kind of walks and he goes, when I came here, I wanted to kind of lose that lifestyle. I wanted to be able to trust people again, not have to look over my shoulder because every asshole with a resin, every resin junkie trying to take you down because you stole their stash, every dealer and every hooker trying to make something of themselves in that city. You kind of stand against that stuff. And in a place like Martini Nebula, no one there is to be trusted. And everyone's there to kind of live in sin. When you sort of are there, when you stand against that and you want to help people, well, you end up being someone not well liked by not just the AI, but the people there as well. But enough of my past. I wanted to enlighten you guys on the case, the things that I know so far. It might help us as we kind of go off to see Lady Palmer.
Okay.
Care to lend an ear?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
of course.
we're listening.
As I said, 10 girls have been nabbed so far, but I wanted to take note. There is uniqueness. I tried to think of maybe this was consistent, maybe a serial killer of sorts on the town, because I've only been here a few years myself. But I started looking back at the history, and I noted that there seems to be that there was one kidnapping about 30 years back. But what's different about this one, it was a young boy and not a girl.
Hmm.
Yeah. I never was able to shake it that maybe this was something important to this story we're writing, but could never really tie it to what's going on now. I also would like to make note that these girls seem to all be nabbed in the dead of night. No one is really seen, other than what I've described, a figure with red eyes. But they all seem to describe a bit of a singing, a voice melodic in nature, but raspy all the same. Words, but not just words. A phrase, a turn of the voice that seems a bit melodic, yet no music.
Almost as like the siren's call.
My thought exactly. Now, as you kind of see the road kind of still goes, you are walking on the pine trees growing, you note that you see a light in the distance. Do you guys approach, or how do you approach this light?
I think I'm still kind of just looking for Elias's kind of lead on this.
Elias walks forward, not really changing his gait, just kind of going forward. You see a bit of a... Before you kind of saw a little bit of movement in his step, there seemed to be trepidation before. When somebody is trying to figure something out, when someone has a goal, a cool guy vibe is not what you're looking for. Something like someone was trying to be mysterious, that's not usually what you're getting. You're getting someone with intensity, someone who's trying to solve a goal. Beforehand, you're kind of getting more of the cool guy vibe.
Yeah.
Now, that kind of persona is melting away as he seems to have a little bit more intensity with the way he's walking. One of his hands is outside of his jacket as he repairs his pipe, puts it in his mouth. He's walking a little bit faster. You start to see a little bit more of the light coming on. You see the pine trees start to fade, and you see a river and a house. Do you approach the house, or how do you approach it?
First, I'm gonna grab Emerald, just kind of pull him down to me real quick, and be like, Emerald, I don't think he's against us, but he seems to be almost enthralled a little bit. So we need to keep an eye on him just in case he falls under some sort of spell or enchantment.
Yeah, or kind of any beguilement from her.
Yes.
I agree. We'll keep an eye on him.
Okay.
Is he kind of walking still towards the house as we're...
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be... His gait is quickening and quickening. Not to a run, but he's walking a bit faster. Give me an insight check, Emerald, on this one.
10?
You're seeing purpose. This is a walk with purpose.
I'm not going to shout, and I'll be... Elias, you want to go in a little stealthy here, or we just barge it in?
Huh? No. To be honest, I was thinking about something else. What would you like to do? Go in a little bit stealthy or barge in yourself? I'll have you guys take the lead on this one.
Eager, what do you think? You seem to know a little bit more about hags than I do. You think we can overpower her, or do we need to go in and have an element of surprise?
I mean, I think element of surprise is always good, whether or not you think you can overpower somebody or not.
Does the house look like it has like windows we can break through?
The house is pretty simple. It seems to be just a wooden house with very simple roof on it, four walls, a door at the front. And it seems to be that there's two windows, one larger on the side, one smaller beside the door. You know what? I think that as you guys are approaching, I'm just going to have you guys ask, do you want to approach it straight on? Or do you want to do something sneakier? Because I'm going to show you the property in just a second.
I think I would want to try to maybe break through the window to go in, not hit the front door.
So stealth, a little bit more stealthy.
Stealthy to the house, and then I don't think we get stealth in the house. So I think kind of just like once we get up to it, stealthier, just barge in.
All right. Well, I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace
Okay. You cast Pass Without a Trace.
while we're making our way up towards the house. So we are just a little bit of darker situation.
Let me bring this
Oh,
up
cool.
real quick. Oh, you're seeing it now. We'll show the audience in just a second. It's, bring it up here. Then I'll have you guys put over here so the audience can see a little bit more. We see you guys coming on. The property has a little bit of a small cornfield to your left. The largest building is the house that I talked about before, with pumpkins in the front and four walls. In front of you is the figure you saw before, a tall figure. I'm going to go ahead and show that figure now real quick before we move on. This is sort of what he looks like.
Hey, didn't you say there was somebody with red glowing eyes?
Elias, is that who you were talking about earlier?
I haven't seen the man, but red glowing eyes is a pretty big, and the stature of him seems to be.
I got one more question. You said a boy went missing, right?
Yeah. What about it?
You think maybe she could have raised him to be evil and work for her?
Huh. Give me a perception check. DC 19.
Perception check. Terrible. 11.
Oof.
You note, he goes, you don't really note anything on his face, but he goes, maybe. The intensity doesn't seem to leave his stare.
Well, are you sticking with us to try to sneak up to the house past this guy, or I see you looking at him kind of rough?
He kind of ignores what you're saying as he starts to take a few steps forward. As he takes these steps, I'll give you guys a chance to kind of roll or stop him if you so choose.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stop him and say, Elias, let's cut through the cornfield and sneak up on him, and I'm gonna try to kind of restrain him a little bit.
Okay, you're gonna do a strike. Give me a athletics check.
I'm gonna give him.
So you're grappling him, right?
Yeah. 23.
23. This guy's a wizard, so let's see if he's able to beat that. Give me 1 second. Let me pick some stuff here. As you kind of like look on to a lie, tell me what it was again.
I just wanted to grapple or kind of grab him and say, let's cut through the cornfield here to our left.
What was your athletics check on that?
Oh, 23.
23. All right. So he's going to do contested as well. See if he gets out of it. Unable to. He's just like, ugh, what is it? What? What do you want? As you hold on to him.
Does his demeanor seem different as he says that?
Yeah. Give me a perception check. You seem to note that he's angry,
Okay.
but other than that, no.
Elias, clearly this guy means something to you, and if you want to punch him as bad as I think you want to, let's cut through here and try to sneak up on him a little more.
Fair enough. Fine. I'll have you guys take the lead. Now, we're not rolling initiative at this point, okay? So what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to sort of roll your movement, however, and only go your movement.
I'm gonna talk to Igri. Do you have anything at range you can hit him with? I don't really got anything to get him from the cornfield. I mean, we can rush him, but we can try to get a couple hits in from the field where he can't see us too.
No. No, I mean the farthest away I can hit somebody is about 30 feet.
Elias kind of makes notes and he goes, I've got some spells here and there that I might be able to throw at him.
Yeah, I can throw something at him, but I like to hit a little harder.
What about Cassie's gun?
It's true. We have Cassie's gun.
You're more than welcome to use it.
I don't think I would be able to use it, but maybe you could aim it and shoot it. I would,
Yeah, that's a great idea. I love that. I'm definitely gonna use that now.
You're going to use that? All right.
Oh yeah.
So where is it that you're moving to? We'll say that Emerald goes first for this one.
I'm sneaking up here, but definitely like holding the gun up the whole time. Very Metal Gear Solid.
Elias follows behind.
Got my movement for a turn.
No.
Maybe you'll go right here from now.
Okay.
I'll try to kind of keep concealed in the cornfield if possible.
We still have pass without trace. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't seem to be that the man's even looking at you. Give me a perception check. You know what? Actually, move a little bit closer. However close you would like.
This whole
This is Emerald.
the cornfield goes all the way here.
Away from the
Yes.
right. So I want to come up to the right
Okay.
side.
Give me a perception check with advantage on this one.
17.
On a 17, you seem to be that there's not a combatant here. It seems to be just breathing still and quiet. He doesn't seem to notice you. But give me an insight check here.
Ooh, nat 20.
On a nat 20, there's so many ways to fight a battle. Not always. You have to go in with a closed fist. Sometimes an open palm is an option as well. Can I just say, on that insight check, if you did not get above a 19,
Mm-hmm.
I was not going to give you this. I was going to be like, oh, you have no idea what's going on. So I'll say, like, that was definitely, like, something that, like, to note is important.
I'm gonna. Is Igri or Elias near me, or am I just solo?
Well, you've taken your movement at this point, so I'm going to give... So at the moment, we're going to say that Elias is, like, you know, in the sake of initiative,
Okay.
moves right here. It doesn't kind of go too close to you. So I agree that goes to you.
I'm gonna move like right here.
Alright. That moves to you, Emerald, to make your choice as you see fit. But you know what? We're not going to move actually to Emerald. Igri. You did not see what Emerald saw, right?
Right.
But you see the figure in front of you. You're more than welcome to take an attack. You're more than welcome to do anything else. But if you'd like your turn to end here, you're more than welcome to.
For now, I'm gonna end right here.
Okay.
Actually,
Emerald?
yeah.
No, okay. Go ahead.
No, I'm good. I'm gonna end right here.
Okay.
I'm gonna get
Emerald,
a
that
little
goes.
closer to Igri and kind of relay what I'm seeing. I'm gonna hand him Cassie's gun, knowing that it still might be a little foreign to him, and say, "I'm gonna go try to talk to this guy, but cover me if things go sideways. If you hear me say the code word, shoot him." And the code word's going to be papaya.
Well, I think he's close enough that I can hit him with my thorn whip. So I think we're better off. I think I'm better off not shooting.
It takes the gun back. He's like, fine, never mind.
I think I'm better off not trying to shoot a gun.
All right. I still have movement, so I'm gonna get out of the corn. And
Pass without a trace becomes null and void at this point. You're right in front of him.
yeah,
He looks right at you. This figure is... You're like 6'2", right? You're a tall guy, slender. This guy's like... still very imposing to you. He's probably around 8 to 9 feet tall, somewhere in between there. He's very obviously not just human.
okay.
This is an imposing figure. In his hand, he doesn't seem to really have anything of note. Let me make sure he doesn't have anything of note. Don't want to lie to you. Yeah, he seems to have just his hands. It doesn't seem to be any weapons on him whatsoever.
Yeah. Hey there, buddy. Is this your place right here? I'll kind of point at the house.
He breathes in. Doesn't speak to you.
Well, I'm not the tax man. You can talk to me.
He breathes in again. Doesn't speak.
All right. Well, this has been a pleasant conversation. Do you mind if I head over there and head in?
He breathes in once more. And he lifts his arm. You see his arm, kind of heavy and strong, lift up into the air as it slowly comes down onto you and grips your shoulder. It's tight, but not tight enough to think that he's hurting you. And he goes, "Why here?"
Oh, you do speak. All right. Well, to be honest with you, we're looking for a friend of ours. She's a little forgetful sometimes, not great with directions. We're just trying to find her.
Told, stay. I stay.
And you know what? You're doing a great job of that. And since you were told just to stay, it shouldn't be an issue if I go right by, right?
He holds on. His tight goes a little bit harder grip, and he goes, "You stay with me."
It sounds like your directions were for you to stay by yourself. I would hate to get you in trouble.
Seems to be a little bit angry, or his tight seems to grip. Give me... As his grip starts to tighten a little bit, give me an insight check. DC... You know what? Just take it. We'll see if it's high enough. I'm not going to say the 7. Okay, on a 7, you don't seem... You don't feel an aggression here. You feel tantrum. Like, he doesn't want to hurt you. He's frustrated.
DM, I'll let you determine if I have these or not, because we didn't talk about this on the ship. But I feel like I would probably prepare these kind of at all 3 times. Do I have any baked goods or snacks on me at the moment?
Yeah. I mean, you're someone that cooks pretty often. I feel like, not being able to like prepare to what's going to happen here because we're going in the past. I would say that you'd still have it though.
Okay. Like you tell me what I have. What I would be looking for is if I have a baked good, something sweeter, not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? I would say that you're able to come out with not a cookie. It looks like little powdered donuts.
Ooh.
On the inside, it seems to be some red filling. They're small, about with my fingers is kind of hard to say. So like about
I got
this
you. Like a
size,
little
right here.
smaller.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have it in what looks to be like a tin can, a small tin can, kind of like you would, your grandmother had sewing needles in, but
Yeah.
it's smaller, about the size of a cup,
Yeah, we put all the butter cookies
but
in.
shorter, about this height, kind of like the same as a whiskey glass, same height, with a little screw on top.
Well, I usually think better kind of on a full stomach, and I'll go to kind of grab this tin box and I'll offer one to him.
He takes his hand off of your shoulder and he grabs it and he goes, "Eat."
Yeah, all of them if you want.
He kind of goes to put it in your mouth.
Oh, yeah, I'll eat the singular one that he gave me,
Okay.
and then there's more, so I'll say, yeah, and you can have the rest.
He grabs and he goes, "I eat."
You eat, you enjoy.
He takes and he pushes it up to his mouth, or at least a mouth should be there, and he crushes it against his metal mask. You can't see his face, but there's holes in his mask right where his mouth should be. You see, it seems that somebody has removed his jaw behind the mask.
Gotcha.
And it seems that this mask has been drilled into him. It is now his actual face. As he kind of pushes it in, he's like, trying to eat it but can't. Seems to be a bit of a struggle for him. He looks and he goes, "Can't."
Well, you know what? I make a mean smoothie also, and I'm just gonna hop in here real quick. I'll come right back out. If you still want one when I get back, I'm happy to make you one.
Give me a persuasion with advantage here.
12.
He will have disadvantage on this.
Oh, I have disadvantage?
No, he does.
Oh, okay.
It's a 3. I matched yours on my other one, so that was good. He goes, "More treats."
Yeah, I'm sure I can find a treat that works for you. Something that will be edible. I'll tell you what, too. I have a couple more friends joining me. They're with me. They actually help me cook, too. So let's let them come through here also, and then we'll all make you something afterwards.
He looks at you, turns his head. He turns his head, noting towards the map that we're seeing in this direction. And he starts to take slow steps towards this way.
Okay.
So he removes himself from the situation as he sort of is walking in. So you guys are more than welcome to walk into the building.
Yeah, I'll kind of gesture at Igri and Elias here.
I'll follow behind him.
As you come into the building, you see that the door is just a simple wooden door. There's no locking mechanism on it. You're easily able to open it. When you do, you note this doesn't look like a cottage. It looks like a mixture of science and magic. Seems to be that there is cybernetics hanging, cybernetic arms and legs hanging off one edge, off of meat hooks that are hanging into it. There seems to be on the other side some occult figures, some dolls for, putting pins and needles through, some magic circles. And in the front and in the top, there seems to be a bed, but a bed made out of metal, kind of like for experimentation or for surgery. whatever this hag is, hags are one to be of nature. Seems that immediately this hag is unique because she seems to be someone who has more going on than just being one with nature and one with magic.
Elias, you've never made it this far. You're saying you've always been stuck in the woods.
This is the first time I've seen it.
Okay.
Let me, if it's no trouble to you all, mind if I take a look around?
Yeah, please do.
Elias goes to take a look around through it, and of course you guys are more than welcome to as well. He's going to do an investigation roll with you guys.
I'm just going to be keeping an eye out if we're getting surprise attacked by either the figure we just met or the hag or any other crazy thing.
He rolls a nat one.
Nice.
He goes to look through, and he's just like confused by what he's seeing. You're seeing a little bit of the haze over him. He doesn't seem to be on his A game, so to speak.
Hmm.
But he's looking around. He goes, I'm not seeming to be finding anything, but I'm looking for a map or a picture, anything that shows where this woman is. As he kind of looks through and tries to find something.
Can you go look around too? We'll keep an eye out, make sure we don't get surprised.
All right, I'll do the best I can.
Go ahead, both of you guys, give me an investigation check. You know what? Based on this investigation check, you guys are going to get some stuff, but...
18.
I would just say, I'm really not trying to investigate the area. I'm just trying to make sure nothing's sneaking up on us. Do you want me to still roll
Okay.
it?
Okay. Yeah, it would still be an investigation roll, I think, because you're looking for... Because it's not like you're just looking for stuff. You're, actively trying to find something, and...
Okay.
So, what did you roll on that? A 10?
10 for me.
Okay. On those rolls, Igri, you're starting to note that it seems that this house seems to be a lab of sorts. It doesn't seem to be a place where someone lives, and a hag is, has a home, has a center for their magical energy to suffice. This sort of looks like a chop shop, a place where somebody takes another person to take away their cybernetics, to rip them apart. You start to kind of note that the cybernetics have a smell of blood on them, even though they seem freshly cleaned despite hanging off of meat hooks. You seem to notice that there seems to be stains on the floor. It's easy to tell for you that these cybernetics were once owned by somebody else. And that they've been repurposed as whatever she uses them for. And they're not just... And I would go on and say that they're not just decoration. But what was it that you rolled again?
Me?
Yeah.
18.
Yeah, I agree. What was it, 18?
Yeah.
On an 18, you seem to notice a journal. The journal is leather bound with a lock on it, but the lock doesn't seem to have a key. It's just a little latch that can be pressed to the side to open if you'd like. Emerald, before Igri moves forward to making a choice, you start looking at the cybernetics, noting you have cybernetics.
Sure.
Okay? This seems to be a place where people are holding something precious. These are, cybernetics, that these aren't cheap. It takes a lot to get these things, and while it's more commonplace to have cybernetics and things in your world, it's not. You wouldn't see just any regular person buying this stuff unless they have little bit of cash. You know,
So I
somebody
wouldn't
poor
think
wouldn't
of
use this.
kind of like a hag doing a deal with someone because I don't know about hags. I would think of this more as this is really expensive. Not your average person could buy this.
Yeah. So other than that, though, you would make note that if somebody was going to lay a trap in here,
Mm-hmm.
it would be silly because they would sacrifice some expensive things.
Sure.
So it'd be hard to get these things.
Do any of the cybernetics look particularly interesting, or
Is there anything specific that you're looking for?
yeah, actually, maybe something that could be attached to my sword, I suppose.
You note that there is some cybernetics that seem to be freestanding. You know, a lot of cybernetics have to be, when I say freestanding, that they have to be calibrated to you, right?
Mhm.
They have to be meant for you. So you need a surgeon, you need a doctor to kind of attach them. However, there is some things that can be attached. It seems to be what looks to be a cannon of some kind that attaches to the shoulder. I will also note, though, you are too large for it. Seems
Okay.
to be for a smaller stature. But it is something that you can take with you.
Yeah. Do you think Cassie would like this? I'll hold it up to Igri. Cool little souvenir. So her
Oh,
getting
sure.
kidnapped.
Oh yeah, probably. She likes stuff.
Igor, you notice that this cannon could be attached to you,
Oh,
not just Cassie Brown.
you think it
But-
look good on my shelf?
It'd look cool on the back of your shelf for sure. And then you could shoot two people, one in front, one behind.
Oh man.
It would take a surgeon, but it is something that you could attach or give Cassie Brown. And to be fair, you guys do know a surgeon.
Well, do we yet? Kind of.
At this point, you do. 'Cause she's on the ship.
Yeah, the goblin.
Well, I know we have one. I just didn't know if we knew her that well.
Yeah, you know her at this point. She was on the ship as you left Outlaw Star towards
Gotcha.
Candyland.
All right. Well, let's hang on to it. I'll pocket the. Well, I don't know if pocket's the right word, but I'll. hang on.
You give it to it as you kind of go. It kind of it gets into a little bit more compact version. It's still not a very compact item, but it's something you could carry with you. You could
It's
strap
something
it to your
you can
side.
carry pretty easily.
It's something that can attach to Igri very easily,
Okay.
but it's not something that he could like carry around. You wouldn't want to have it in your hand, but you can pack it away to some degree,
Okay. Oh yeah. I'll do that
in like a
for you.
backpack or something.
Sure. I just meant I would carry it if it was heavy for now.
Yeah, feel free to that Igri. You can put it in a backpack if you like. You know, whatever your storage is. Go ahead and add into your art just put a shoulder cannon in your items list.
Got it.
Got it. So Igri has got a shoulder cannon, and we will play around with that maybe a little bit later if that's something you decide you want to use. But you don't, as you kind of go through this, you don't see anything of note. It seems to be that this is a place with a collection of cybernetics, not necessarily a place to hold a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a perception check, both Igri and Emerald.
5.
11.
11. Igri's doing some decent rolls today. Igri, you look out at the larger window on the side of the house, and you see the man in black with red eyes. Go ahead and bring that back up. Instead of where he was before, he seems to have moved all the way to here. Go ahead and move you both of tokens right here. You guys are both in there. He seems to be looking out onto the water.
Hey, Emerald, what do you think he's doing out there? He's walking around just looking out looking out that way.
He seemed pretty thoughtful. Maybe he's just reminiscing.
Oh,
Although,
he scares me.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know. He's pointedly looking at something out there. Might be worth checking. Doesn't seem like there's anything else in here per se, and we kind of do like a lap to make sure there's no kind of
Uh,
like
Yeah, other than the cannon, there's other cybernetics. If there's anything specific that you guys are looking for, like let's say like Igri wanted cybernetic eyes, or you wanted a new cybernetic arm or leg, or anything in particular, you're feel free to look for something. And what we can do is we can do an investigation roll again to see if you find something to your
I'm just-
specifications.
I'm just more.
If that's something you want to do.
I just like to read that book that I found, or like look in it to see if there's anything important.
Yeah, of course. You go to open the book, the latch, and it seems to be writings, but every couple of pages, it seems to be that the handwriting changes a little bit. Some people have. So it looks like as you look in, some people are writing with their left hand. Some people are writing with their right. There seems to be smears on the page. Some of the words seem to write faster. It seems like multiple people have written in this book every few pages. As you read, as you kind of look through these pages, you see a trend. It seems to be at the front. There seems to be a lot of confusion with writing. It seems to be like almost like a dream-like. The fairies are around me. The man with the silver hair is talking to me. These dream-like scenarios on the first page. And then as the page goes on, you see these girls, because it's very easy to tell that this is girls writing because they kind of make note of themselves in a few pages here and there. And it seems to be that, like, I'm the man with the silver hair. His hair is gone and he has red eyes. The man with the fairies have arms growing out of their sides. These fantasies start to go as the pages go, and at the end of it, you're seeing she's coming. I know that there's something wrong. I'm scared. What's happening? It seems to be that there's still a state of confusion, but the pages start to change from a very sweet, dreamlike little girl state into being frightened.
I think we're on to something because it seems like there is definitely some bad things going on here, but maybe I don't think it's in this area exactly, but we should keep
On the last couple of pages, you note the last few pages seem damp.
this is all just Egri, correct?
This is all Igri. Igri's the only one that knows.
Right.
Is the only one holding the book.
Like it seems like there's water or like blood. Yeah.
Water.
Okay.
There's no staining of the pages like a red. It
Okay.
seems just damp.
Emerald is. I can't tell from here because it's a little ways off. But is that water out there?
Is that a guy's looking at? Yeah, I think there's a little lake or a pond or something over there.
This book gets wet,
Oh,
and I don't see anything here. I mean, it's not blood, and that's the only thing I really see in here that's wet in here necessarily.
you think they're over that way? It's worth looking. Let's head out of here. I think we've looked at everything we can in here.
All right, Elias, are you good? Did you figure anything out that you needed to?
Elias doesn't really say anything. He kind of takes his pipe out of his mouth and he's just like, nothing for me. Let's go ahead and walk on.
All right.
Does he look glazed over still?
No, it kind of seems that it's going in and out.
Gotcha.
Like almost. Give me an insight check.
Sure. 7 again.
Just in and out. That's all you know.
Okay.
But I will say right now, as you come out, you still note that the man is looking out off into the water.
Okay. Yeah, I think we just walk that way towards it.
Where should we stay?
You walk over to him, and go ahead and move your tokens over there for me real quick.
What were you saying, Egri?
I'm gonna like stay over this way. I mean, you can get closer to him if you want, but I'm not getting that close to him.
Yeah, sounds good. He seems to be friendly enough for now. All right. Intending to go past him, but let me know if I need to stop DM.
Go ahead and keep going. Just go one space at a time.
Okay.
Stop right there.
Yeah.
Go back to that one space you were at.
Okay.
Right above. Okay. He takes his hand as you're walking past him. He grabs your shoulder. Again, you note that it's not tight enough to think he's scared. And he goes, wait. You turn around to look at him?
Yeah. I'm not gonna turn around. I'll turn enough to kind of like face him.
He takes his hand off yours and he places it on his chest and he goes, 13. And he puts his hand on your chest.
6 or 7 on a good day.
I tried to hold it. That was a pretty good joke. He goes, he looks forward and he says, Mother isn't good to me.
Your mother, is she over there? I'll point her to the water.
He takes his hand and he kind of just gestures right to the water. He goes, I drowned.
You drowned
He
in the
looked-
water?
He looks over to you and he goes, She drowned me.
You know, we can get you away from her. If that's what you want.
He looks at you and he goes, Where go? I stay. As he kind of walks away from the water and he goes, Only home I know.
I'll stop
And he
him.
kind of keeps walking. And you notice that there's like, as he kind of goes right here in this area, seems to be gravestones right in the middle of the path. And he kind of sits at one.
Hmm.
And you see he's carving 13 on it. Over what looks to be like some name. You're a little too far to read it, but you notice that it says like Billy or Scotty, you know, like double letter name.
Yeah.
But you can't really make out what it says unless you go over to see. But he's just kind of writing 13 over it. But then he doesn't really look towards you at all.
Yeah, I think for now I'm gonna go towards the water, but I would maybe look when we're done.
Okay. You go towards the water. Move. He goes. You see that your new. Elias kind of looks at you and he goes, A moment. Not sure if you know how to swim. I'm going to bring all of the tokens over to the edge. Just asking, just in case. I mean, I've never seen somebody with such heavy metal walk up to water and swim good. You know what I'm saying? He seems to be saying a little bit of a jab at you. Nothing insulting, but just like, may not be the best
sure.
thing to walk in the water.
Yeah. Well, let's I don't even know how deep it is yet. Let's take a look. See what we can see over here.
You go off to the edge. If we see here, there's like a wood gate, but it seems to be that there is some of the wood is been torn away, so you can walk straight through easily. It seems that somebody sort of like can walk through. And on the other edge, give me an investigation check to see if you see.
Sure. My cheeks fit through.
Oh, cheeks are gonna have a hard time, but don't worry, you're good.
All right.
You're gonna get through.
I'm sure. Hey, a little push.
Just Igor, from the back. Go ahead,
Yeah.
quick, push. What was that on your investigation roll?
16.
On a 16, you note that there seems to be some footprints, no shoes, fresh prints that walk into the water.
Hmm. Can I get a sense for how deep it is? I know it's dark, but
It's a full lake. It's gonna go
Okay.
as you go farther. It's going to get deeper and deeper as you get to the center. Elias says, "I have an idea. If I know that this entire time I've been a bit wispy and confused. I'm starting to sort of get a little bit clearer. Could try something if that's all right. But we'll have to get into the water fast, all three of us."
sure.
He moves to the edge of the water and he notes for the rest of you to come over.
We'll follow.
He waits for Igri. Igri, do you come near the man, dragon born?
Yeah.
Breathes in. You see the sparkles within the tobacco as he breathes out. As he casts a spell, he goes, "I've done a little bit of altering to this spell, so to speak." As he casts Alter Self. Now, Alter Self usually alters the person. You know, changing something about themselves. You know, adaptation to water, for instance. But it seems that this wizard has found a way of altering the spell a little bit. As the smoke spreads and comes around you, you start to note that on both of you, gills start to develop on both of your necks. And he starts to get webbed feet, webbed hands, and you start to notice that there's webbed hands for both of you, and he goes, "Ugh!" He moves his neck as you see that he's out of breath as he walks into the water and emerges himself underneath it all.
Oh, that was cool. I'll like stick my head in the water.
As you put your head in the water, you seem to be able to see completely clearly.
All right. I don't mind a little bit of water.
You guys both submerge yourselves underwater. As you swim, you're following this dragonborn deeper and deeper into the water, going down and down and down. As the water starts to reflect back at you, you know, when you look at water, you sort of sometimes make out your own face. Water at the bottom of a lake shouldn't reflect back at you. It seems to be that there is a separate surface.
Yeah, I think we just, at least I swim towards that.
As you all swim towards it, a new appearance comes in front of you. You walk into a room with a glowing orb in the middle as spider webs hold it together. In front of you, two giant spiders and a creature to the top. The creature seems to be, I'll show this first, Lady Palmer, but Lady Palmer seems to be a little bit taller than what she was before. She looks on, she sees intruders. There's not a conversation. There is no words. So on that note, once you guys click your tokens and roll initiative for me.
I want to point out, by the way, that I mentioned a mermaid card, and now we're finding the water. 7 again, jeez.
Let me roll my initiative here for my people. And for the first time, I get to fight alongside you guys with my own little custom character.
That's right.
So I will try to be
Wow.
as helpful as I can with him, and then also not be as helpful with the other people. Alright, so then there we go. Should work. Okay. Finally, let me roll initiative.
These are giant
With-
spiders, you said? These two?
Yes, giant spiders.
Now, are we still like in water?
No, you seem to be. I don't know why I did that. Sal's on the board today. Emerald, what did you roll earlier?
7.
7. Okay, cool. Let me just. And what did you roll, Igri?
14.
There we go. That all seems to be working. Good. Let me just do one last thing. Then I think that we are going to start our combat. On that note, Lady Palmer rolls the highest initiative. So,
She's just on site. She's swinging.
Lady Palmer walks forward. You know, again, she looks a little bit different before. She's a little bit taller this time. She casts a let's see. You know what? She casts nothing. She stands still and she waits right there. And that moves to Igri.
Igri's gonna move up to about here. He's gonna look over at this thing. Hey, did you take our friend?
She looks. Oh, and you're looking over at the tall Lady Palmer and say this.
Yeah.
She looks over to you and she kind of cracks her neck a little bit. And she goes, I've taken a lot of people.
That's what I thought.
Who says that I may have took yours?
I don't like people who take other people. That's just really rude. And I'm going to like wave my staff around, collect the spirits together, and summon my spiritual beast right next to it.
Okay. What does your spiritual beast look like again?
It was just like a bear.
Okay.
That's that isn't
There we go. And there's your bear.
And then let me check something. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to put down the unicorn
Okay.
totem.
Got it.
We
That'd
can
be
go right here. And I can summon my bear up to 90 feet, so it would be like right next to her.
okay. So you want to summon it right? Okay. Problem right there. And where do you want to do your unicorn thing?
They can go right here. much.
Then, how far can it go? 30 feet distance?
The totem,
Yeah.
yeah, it's an area of 30 feet
Okay.
that of people that it affects. But basically, if I heal somebody that's inside of it, I can heal everybody else in or outside of it for 4 hit points.
Got it. So
No,
we'll say...
if I heal somebody in or out of it, anybody in it I can heal for an additional 4. And we gain advantage on all ability checks made to detect creatures in the aura. So if some turns invisible.
So we'll say this right here, blue, is going to be your area. But that's a little bit too much. Hold on one second. Not too much, but you know it's not in the right place. Just gotta make it where you can see it, and then so long it's right in the center. Yeah, I think that's about right. Because it's like it's a 30 feet around, right?
Yeah, 30 feet sphere.
Okay. So then it should be... Yeah. We'll just count it out.
Yeah,
That'll be easier for me instead of trying to do this. All right, bet. As long as it's 30 feet. That goes to your new... Okay, go ahead.
I would also tell the bear to attack.
All right, go ahead and roll that attack for me.
It's a +6. Let's see. D20 +6. 16 to hit.
16 does not hit.
Oh, nice.
On that note, it moves over to our Dragonborn. Elias looks on and casts... It's going to do Cause Fear, I believe, here. So you're more than welcome to read that. Oh, I accidentally did it twice. Oh well. Awaken sense of morality. A creature you can see within range. A construct or undead is immune to this effect. The target must succeed on a wisdom save or become frightened of you until the spell ends. The frightened target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each turn. They have to run away. He's going to do it on the spider right here. So, let's do a wisdom saving throw. There we go. See, this is the one thing about controlling your own character that you gotta be fast.
Yeah.
Wisdom saving throw right there. And it is an 18, so that thing makes it. Elias then takes some movement over here. Be right beside Agri. And that moves to the giant spider's turn. Giant spider makes a move over here, taking a strike towards, making a bite. Rolls a 16 and a 16 does hit. So therefore, how much damage is my guy taking?
Ooh.
So that's 16 damage right off the bat.
A con save.
I know, right? I'm gonna do that as well.
Spiders aren't messing around.
Oh, I made it, thank God. Okay, so There we go. So that'll be half on the poison. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. That moves on to Emerald. Your turn.
All right. I think I'm going to cast Bless on all of us here.
Okay.
I am going to.
Hey, yeah, it's
What was that?
no nothing.
Oh, you're good. And then I'm going to move up to the spider here. And that's all I can do for now.
Okay. That moves on to that spider's turn. He's going to take a bite action towards you as well.
You can try. We'll probably
It
hit
is a 19 to hit.
Yeah, it's.
I will cast Silvery Barbs.
Oh, okay. Is that a reaction?
It is.
Okay.
So
Silvery Barbs does what now again? I can't
he'll-
remember.
He'll re-roll his attack,
Oh, okay. Let me
And then-
re-roll it then.
and then I get to give somebody advantage on an attack or a saving throw.
Got it. Let me re-roll it then. A 15. It's 15 hit.
Will not hit.
That's the first time.
So
it's
he
worked.
doesn't.
Nice.
There we go.
And I will give
A win.
Emerald, on Emerald's next attack, he'll have advantage.
Bet.
Oof.
All right. Well, that works out. But that goes to Lady Palmer. As you see, Lady Palmer is bigger in stature. She seems to grow a little bit more as she kind of grabs the bear. Now,
Jeez. So long, bear.
and rolls a 26 to hit.
Oh,
God, that's a lot of dice.
That she's a hack. She knows what she's doing, man.
as she starts to squeeze it, he just dissipates and disappears.
Immediately?
Yeah, 32 damage. Yeah, he's only got 30 HP.
You just hear like what sounds like a whoopee cushion letting out as he disappears.
Yeah. So there you go. 32 bludgeoning damage right off the bat. No reason to even try to do that DC 15. So that moves to Igri's turn.
Alright. Oh, I do not want to get close to her. I'm going to cast Shillelagh on my staff. And I'm going to move right here, and I'll attempt to hit that spider.
All right. Give me an attack.
.22 to hit for 5 damage.
22 to hit. 22 definitely does hit, and that will be 5 damage on that. As you hit it, you start to note that Lady Palmer kind of twists a little bit as you see her neck crack, and she goes, and that's it.
We both noticed that, or just Egret?
And both of you notice that.
Okay.
And that moves on to Elias. Elias will cast. Yeah, I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to cast Thunderclap. So let me do a Constitution save. Oh, not great on a 5. So,
4 damage.
so 1d6. Then, are you guys within?
We're out of 5 feet.
Okay. You must succeed. Okay, so he takes 1d6. Which, how much damage is that?
Rolled out a 4 up on the
You
screen.
rolled out a 4. Yeah, 4. Okay. -4. Alright, I think that's all he can do. That moves to that giant spider's turn. He's a detective, he's not a combatant. Giant spider takes a bite.
Lovely, we just left him by himself.
I made him. Man, seems like I'm only rolling good when I'm. He's got to take it. Yeah, when I'm the spiders, I am killing. Spider's my new character. I just want you guys to know that. That's my new character. All right, Constitution saving throw.
Take the D4 on that this roll also.
Oh, with a plus D4. Even with if I rolled 4, it would still make it where he's going to take that poison damage.
Oh yeah, jeez. All right.
20. Okay, so that's -20 on him. That's okay. So he goes down
Oh,
right from jump.
Oh man.
Emerald, your turn.
I'm trying to skewer this bug here, so I'm taking a stab.
Go ahead.
Sure, I clicked the right one.
8
8 to hit, yeah.
doesn't hit.
No, 15. I have it with advantage.
Okay, so you got with the 15. A 15 does hit.
Okay, as I have a D4 to that also, actually, from Lust still.
Okay, well, no
I
worries.
forgot about Bliss. Yeah.
All right, damage though is 10.
All right.
And then
You, the moment you do that, you note that Lady Palmer seems to be like, it seems to be a little bit broken up and hurting a little bit more. That moves to that giant spider's turn.
oh, just kind of as like a free action, real quick too. I'm gonna say, Egri, I think our friend isn't doing so well.
I'll try to get to him.
Oh Jesus.
This is on Emerald too. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I've had a turn. I will.
Oh, that's my bad.
I will silvery barbs that one also.
Okay. On a reaction, okay.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and re-roll that. Guys.
Oh, I actually got to take away spell stuff on this one. The first one I get to do is free.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah, smart on that, because I mean a nat 20, come on.
Yeah.
Rolls a 10, so he doesn't hit you.
And
I'm just over here like I'm invincible.
and you'll have advantage on your next attack again.
Sweet. All right.
Lady Palmer moves right here, but is unable to get any closer because of the spiders. Moves to Igri's turn.
I will bonus action healing word on Elias for 5 hit points.
There we go. Get him up.
We're all getting
Well,
4.
I don't know if you've taken him. Yeah, we get 4. He doesn't get 4 because he's not in the circle. I don't think. Oh, or is it? Yeah, he's in the circle, so he'll get an additional 4 on top of that.
Okay. So he's at 9.
Yeah.
There we go. That's good. Does that end your turn?
Oh no, I will use my action to just swing my shillelagh at the spider.
Go ahead and roll me an attack.
It's a 16.
16 hits. Does hit for what? How much damage?
12. Best.
How do you want to do this?
Hell yeah.
I just take it and just come straight down and just split. I mean, I'm sure this thing is like 3 times my size.
Yeah.
I mean, I just like stab it right through and like stir it around in there.
As you hit it, you see it go down fairly easily. I mean, it's just a bug. As you see Lady Palmer kind of like and you see her form start to change a little bit. You see face kind of change and morph, and the cybernetics fall off of her face.
Oh.
One moment. She looks at you as her face kind of changes as you've killed one of her spiders. She makes a note and she goes, this isn't her turn, so she's going to stay right there. But she notes to the person who killed her spider as her cybernetics fall off of her face as you see a bit of pus coming over, and she goes, I need my spiders to spin my web. I don't like to fight. I want to be beautiful.
That sounds good, but Emerald, you got this, and I'm gonna run this way.
You run that way.
'Cause I still have
You
those-
see the face of this Igor, you don't see this, Emerald, you see this, and she just goes, ah. Okay. You. I'd like to make you a deal. If you would hear me, I would enjoy that. She takes a step towards you, but because of the mechanics, she doesn't really,
Gotcha.
She takes a step forward and she goes, I will leave this place, and I will give you what's in there. She points to the metal sphere of energy that is covered with spider webs, and she goes, let me go, and you will never see me again. Just let me take my spiders and my son with me. She pulls out her hand, a handshake. She goes, a hag's word can never be trusted. But in this case, you have my honest word. Give me an insight check here.
No whammies.
On a nat one, you can't tell if she's lying or if she's telling the truth.
Oh wait, can I roll a d4 for the left?
I don't think that-
I rolled an 11. There's no way that you could beat my 11.
Alright. So she says that I have no idea if she's lying, is what you said?
She could be telling the truth. She could be lying.
Knowing that her son very much so dislikes her and most likely would not leave on his own accord, I'm going to reject that deal.
All right. On that note, we move to our next player, which is me. Elias casts Cloud of Daggers. Maybe. There we go. Keep it 5 feet, so he's gonna move that right here.
I love that spell.
Yeah, it's a great spell. Creature takes 4d4 slashing damage. Let me roll that.
Ooh,
15.
a lot of fours.
Yeah.
And there we are. That moves to the giant spider's turn. That giant spider is still alive. That's the alive one. So, going to take Let me move this X here off, and he's going to take a bite at Elias. Because he might die again right here.
Yeah, that was getting off a little early.
9, okay, doesn't hit.
Nice.
That goes to Emerald's turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up kind of in an L here and cast my Channel Divinity on her, the Valid Enemy,
Okay.
where I'm gonna gain advantage on her on just
Okay.
all top rolls essentially for a minute. And I'm gonna take a swing.
18. The 18 does hit.
Okay. And then I am actually gonna pump some Divine Smites in here.
Bet.
We have full axe select. Let's see. Yep. 21. I'm pumping all my Divine Smites in there.
To 21 there.
Mm-hmm. Or sorry, not 20. I can't count. I'm tired. Sorry, 19.
Got it. I was like, There we go. That moves to Lady Palmer's turn. Palmer.
What was her
Opens-
reaction to rejecting her deal? I'm assuming anger.
She doesn't seem to really know. It seems like her face. You kind of see that, like, on one side of her face, it seems to be like this dull, like now that where like part of the facade on her right side is kind of like fallen away. The
Yeah.
left side seems to be still there, but it's not emoting. On the right side, it seems to be a almost like a fear-like
Gotcha.
take as her jaw opens up and she takes a bite at you. On a 19, I know that hits. So
It does.
you take 20 piercing damage. That moves to Igri.
Oh, I will cast Healing Word at first level at Emerald for 8.
All right. 8. Okay, so 8 healing damage. Is that who is that you did that to?
Emerald.
I'm outside of the totem, so I don't get the 4 count hit points, I would
Okay.
say.
No, it's still you're still in 30 feet.
Oh, am I? Oh, it's not 30 diameter, it's 30 radius.
I believe so. Hold on.
Yeah,
Sweet, okay.
I'm gonna double check.
yeah, you're in it.
Okay,
30 feet radius.
okay. Great.
So, and that means if Elias would also gain 4 hit points, and that you would gain another 4 if you need it.
Okay.
And is that in your turn?
I will swing my shillelagh at the spider.
Bet, go ahead.
A
That
24,
definitely hits.
5 damage.
The facade on her, the spider doesn't seem to react, but the facade on Lady Palmer falls away more as you see her arms are starting to fall off of her body, as you're seeing these more grotesque, nasty. That moves to my guy Elias, and is going to go ahead and let me roll that damage. It's 4d4 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, all fours.
Oh, man. Gotta keep this guy in the party.
There we go. I love that spell.
Yeah.
And then going to, he's going to go right and do a light crossbow strike on her, and he misses. But that moves to the giant spider's turn. Giant spider. You know, they don't really have a lot. They've got like web and bite, but because there's someone right in front, like he has to bite. A 14 does a 14 hit Igri.
No.
All right, that moves on to Emerald's turn.
How is she looking right now?
Her facade is almost completely away. Half of her face is still there. One arm looks like this giant built of mold and like deformed muscle, as like her hand has like these large claws on it, and it's twice as large as the rest of her body.
Now, yeah, is this all like open crevasse, I guess?
Oh, it's spider webs. So long as you are sitting on a spider web, you can walk onto it, but you're going to have to roll an acrobatics check to stay on it because it is
I'm in the
a thin
black
spider
area.
web.
That's just like open area.
Straight down, yes.
Okay, like someone could be shoved into it.
Someone could be shoved into it.
Well, as a free action, I'm gonna tell her, we might let you live if you tell us where our friend is. He took from our ship.
He looks at you. She looks at you and she goes, no noise coming from her mouth as it starts to kind of be like a hissing, but then a bellow, almost like a whale, like, and then points at the silvery thing in the center.
I'm gonna say, I don't speak hag.
Is that oh, there we go. 13 does not hit, but I think you get to do it with advantage, right?
Wait, no, you know what? I didn't roll a. It doesn't matter. I lost bless with 20 damage. I can't save on that. I don't think.
Yeah, it's half.
Yeah.
It's half of that. So you got to roll at least a 10 on your Constitution.
Well, all right. Let me try it then.
The way the Constitution saving throw is
No.
half of the damage, or
All right, there we go.
You rolled 2 10s, I think you got, so you still have bless.
All right, so let me roll the 1d4. Three. So 16 total.
16 does not hit. Sorry about
don't you
that.
have advantage because of your?
I do. Sorry, 19. 19.
Okay, so all right, 19 does hit. That's what I was gonna say. I was like, I thought you had advantage, but I didn't want to like. So go ahead and roll the damage on that. Do it 5. It's just man,
So 7 total.
I was hoping for a little more. I was thinking it was gonna happen. Lady Palmer. It is now her turn.
Who's sitting in the cloud of daggers still?
She is, but it's on. It's not on her turn. It's on the other one's turn. But she does.
That's a hug.
Does a big hug. 26 hit.
It does.
35 bludgeoning damage.
Jeez.
And you have to roll me a DC 15 athletics check. If you can do that, then you are not grappled.
Roll a DC 13. Let's check. I'm sorry.
Athletics.
Yeah, 17.
So
Let me do
17
a
definitely
bomb
makes
save
it.
again. Or less. 13, and you made me take how much damage? 35. What's half of that?
17.
I lost plus. Yeah.
That we move on to Igri's turn.
I will cast Healing Word using my last second level spell slot on Emerald. For 9 plus 4. And if
Right.
Elias needs any, he can gain 4 hit points.
Okay, he needs 4.
Yeah, okay, good.
Okay. There we go.
And then
And move on.
I will
Go on.
I'll hit this spider again with Shillelagh. Or attempt to. Oh,
13 hits.
for 10 damage.
Nice.
You start to give me, you know what? No roll needed. You start to hear almost like a scream coming from the spiders, as if like a child is screaming.
Oh, wonderful.
Now you're making us feel bad, DM.
That moves on to ya boy. He's going to, of course, he's going to do the Cloud of Daggers as well, but he's going to do this one real quick at her. 18 does hit. So me. Shriek towards her, bursts into a spray of acid on a ranged spell attack. Target takes 4d4 acid damage. Okay, so let me do this.
Just stacking on the passive damage turn after turn.
4d4 acid, and then 2d4 because we're ending turn. It's going to be 11, 5, 11, minus 5, and then now from the Cloud of Daggers, 4d4 minus 10.
Nice.
There we go. Making some big moves there.
Hey, do we need a wizard in the party? Grab one.
There we go. The giant spider has to look. Oh no, it's not the. Yeah, it's the giant spider's turn. Yeah. Giant spider bite on Igri. 18 hit.
It misses.
Oh, it misses. There we go. I rolled the damage for nothing. Emerald, that's on you.
Alright. I am going to, as a bonus action, use Divine Health to restore. Use my last channel divinity to restore a spell slot.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take another swipe.
23 hits, for
Okay.
sure.
And then I'm going to put one Divine Smite in it, using that last spell slot.
Okay.
24.
On a 24. How do you want to do this?
I think with everything kind of like going on by here, like the Cloud Daggers, the Acid, I try to kind of precisely come in with the sword and just kind of chop through her. And as she kind of like falls from it, I want to catch her and take out Cassie's revolver and just like put one right through her head and then let her drop.
As you kind of splash through, you start to see her facade start to take away as like her body starts to grow on your hands. Her other arm starts to grotesque, and as she starts to grow, her in kind of like almost like you're dancing with her. You pull out the gun, and as she's starting to grow, you see her grotesque form on her face. Her form starts to take away. She looks at you, and with a final breath, she goes, "I just wanted to be beautiful." That is the death of Lady Palmer. As you guys kind of like are doing all this, you start to see her body catch flame. As the flame catches, you see the spider webs burn things away. The spider webs burn as you see the orb of blue light and spider webs fall down fast as the spider webs go down. You hear Elias look at you all and says, "We gotta get out of here. Come on!" As he casts form again, allowing you guys to grow gills, and he says, "We have to leave now. No breath in you. You're unable to breathe at this point. Where do you go?"
I'm gonna try to get to this. I can hold my breath for an hour.
Yeah.
I'm gonna attempt to like use my thorn whip and try to grab that orb.
All right. Give me. How far does Thorn Whip go?
30 feet.
30 feet. As you kind of go down, the ball starts to hit water at the end of the tunnel. As the water rises, your Thorn Whip grabs onto it. As you are attached to this, the water starts to fill until you are completely submerged. Emerald, you are submerged now in the water as well. You see Igri attached to the orb. You yourself are starting to float up, and you see your new Dragonborn ally float up as well. You go up and float, completely submerged in the water until you see now the water at the top. The water that before you had gone into the edge of this crystal. Each of you are struggling and swimming as fast as you can. Igri not swimming at all, just attached to a ball that's floating up to the surface. He's just chilling, rock and roll. Screw you guys, don't need to put any effort into this. Your merge breath gives you were able to breathe underwater, of course, but now you're able to like take in oxygen as the gills dissipate and go. And we see Igri, this orb is much larger than you. It is probably about 6 feet in diameter. You do you look inside?
Yeah, I would try to like see what was in it, or try to like see if there's a way to open it. Or...
As you kind of wipe away the webs on it, these wet webs that are mostly gone already from the water, you start to see, submerged in some kind of liquid, a red-headed girl with a cowboy hat floating beside her and jean overalls. Before you can even try to open it, you see a little crack starts to come in. The orb starts to open. Your eyes meet. The red-headed little girl looks at you both. And you see your friend that you've been searching for. On that note, we're going to end our stream here tonight. So, let me go ahead and cut it right over to this so we can come away from the battle screen. Let me know if you guys like this playthrough today, our little holiday special. Leave a comment on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our Twitch and our YouTube. Tell your friends about us. Share if you so choose. On that note, though, have my outrageous outlaws. Why don't you guys go ahead and say goodbye.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Happy Halloween, too.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween.
Be safe and have a good week.
Have a good night, everyone. Man.